Hello everyone, welcome back to the Fate of Aeothar. After a long travel, the party makes it back to the swamp, where, traversing the tough landscape, they finally make it to the Hag's hut. Moss goes in and makes some kind of a deal with her, securing passage to the Feywild. But upon coming out of the Hag's hut, Hardra attacked Moss, and a chase ensued, and the party tracked Hardra to the mouth of the Howling Caves, just inside the very entrance. And that's where we're picking up. You guys are standing looking at each other face to face. No one's moved, no one's spoken, no one's done anything yet.
Hardra will open up with a quite weak hello. Tony, Moss, Talia, and Durgit. How are you doing? Hey Tony,
Step forward.
these Tony. So we've been having these same dreams. Do you know why?
We touched the orb, Hardra. We're not right.
But how do you
Please.
know? You see,
Hardra.
you've been having these feelings this entire time. How do you know they're not true? How do you know
It's-
that you... How do you know that you don't just feel this way? How do you know it's not true?
Because I don't feel this way. I disagree with the voices. I can't let them persuade me. They don't.
What are they telling you guys?
Voices?
Exactly.
And Hardra will say, or like interrupt saying, doesn't matter what they're saying, it's the implications of what they're saying, and from what I've heard, they're true.
Kind of does matter what they're saying. Hardra.
Intrusive thoughts do not matter. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hardra, please. This has
You know
happened
it's
before.
true.
You of anybody should know.
I do know. I know that you all hate me. You see me as a monster.
We don't.
And
Fuck are you talking about?
Tony, you're just their little thrall. You do everything for them.
Hardra.
Hardra, I do everything for my friends too. That's nothing special.
Just ask and I'll do whatever the fuck you want me to do. Well, not everything, but almost everything.
And Hardra will like walk side of it and walk a little bit more and say,
Do not take another fucking step.
well, you're probably right. You know, I really started to think that you guys truly liked me. But this just enforced my doubt. And Hardra will jump into a ball and cast Minor Illusion to make himself look invisible. Like he'll crouch and then cast Minor Illusion to make it look like there's nothing there.
I don't...
Because the Minor Illusion is 5 feet by 5 feet.
Yeah,
And Hardra is only like 5 feet tall, so...
I don't know if it can minor illusion like nothing
Like things
though.
out?
I think it has to
It can.
be, creating something.
You conjure
Like,
an
I'm-
image.
Yeah, the image is the back of the boulder behind me.
Well, I also have a passive perception of 22.
So that would be like less invisible and kind
And
of
mine
more
is
like one of those
100.
weird like body paint
Like one of those
pictures
weird... Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for.
or like the perspective pictures.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean it would be like that, but it wouldn't be like invisibility.
Yeah, I'm getting to as... I'm... you know.
As you do that, roll stealth.
Okay. Where's my... Here it is. Oh god. 7.
So,
I think
So it's visually apparent that he's still.
yes, very much so. He thinks he's good though.
Yeah, we're all looking at you.
Hadrada.
And he like peeks over and says, "What?"
I'm Stefano. Hadrada.
And her daughter will take a step back.
I'd like to cast blindness deaf.
Moss puts his wing up next to Talia as he sees her hands go and just kind of like taps her on the shoulder.
It's not gonna be lethal.
Moss taps you on the shoulder,
Fine.
gives you a nod.
So is that a yes? Go ahead.
He'll drop out of bird.
Okay.
Hand on Talia's shoulder. Go back to small Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Drops the form willingly. Fuck.
That's a huge moss.
It's
That's a
nothing.
huge moss.
It's a huge bitch.
And it's a huge bitch. Putting that in quotes, referring to Moss.
But yeah, you go back into your moss form.
Yeah, medium bitch.
A medium bitch.
Not to be mistaken with the rare bitch.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to create a small arcane symbol in the air and say, "Don't make me do it."
Oh,
And I insight check
Ooh.
Hadrada.
I'm gonna say Tony just fails his automatic
Sure.
because he's scared of magic. So
24.
he's gonna be like hand out, like ready stance.
24.
Do I have to roll like a deception or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
23, damn it.
Dang, that's really close.
We can't see your rolls, by the way. I think you're on GM
Oh
whisper
yeah,
or
I'm
something.
in GM mode. Sorry.
Cool. Talia's gonna cast blindness deafness on Hadrada. You know what? I'm gonna do it with
Moss just nods.
Is he blind or deaf?
both.
It's both.
I thought it was one of the.
It's blindness and deafness, not blindness or deafness.
And you have to make me.
I mean, it says right there in the first
Blind.
sentence, blind or deaf in the
Yeah,
flow.
you
It
can
says in the
blind
first
or
sentence.
deafen.
Oh, is
DC,
it?
DC. Ah, okay.
8.
Then
I knew it.
so I'm blinded, so that you can't see.
Hardrada's
You can't
going to stay steadfast and say, "Don't make me do it."
Hadrada, come on.
Tony looks around like, what?
We
It's bluffing.
We
He
can
stands
live
up as if he
along.
knew that.
we can count your spells, Hadrada.
Fair enough.
Listen, if I don't know what this is. Very clearly, we all care a great deal for you. Otherwise, we would have just let you fucking go. But if you want to convince yourself of this and just sit here and lie to yourself because of whatever voice is in your head, then you can leave. But you will not claim that we do not care for you. We share a home together in Vudar, sir. Or did you forget? That forge awaits its master. Now, if you wish to run while we go and take care of this phylactery, then do it. But do not do it and say it is for us. It is you. Let's make that very clear. Like, squeezes Talia's shoulder.
Mm.
She puts like a hand on his hand.
And
We're-
Hardrada will
we're your
take another
friends.
step back and look away.
Doesn't
Yeah,
look
and
anywhere,
your
he's
friends.
blind.
Looking is a poor
I
choice.
mean, I guess he
Hadrada.
can take a
Yeah,
like.
As you do that, roll
I mean,
a
like-
dex save for me.
because I'm blind.
Trip over some rocks.
Oh,
The odds are not in your favor
Oh,
today, are they?
So you
Absolutely not.
take like a few steps back, and put your foot like firmly on the ground, and you feel a plate beneath your foot and sink down. The
Uh-oh.
mouth of the cave begins to close like the mouth that it appears to be, and begins to slowly, the top comes down and the bottom comes up to meet in the middle and close the front of the cave off.
I look at the closing cave. Can I Indiana Jones through it, or do I reckon I could?
Possibly. If you want to try, roll a dex check.
No, I don't want to try. I want to know if Tony thinks he could.
Yes, probably.
Tony thinks he could?
Yeah. It's moving at a slow enough pace.
But I won't be able to get anyone else out anyway, so...
Moss isn't nearly fast enough. He wouldn't even try.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if I could.
He just kind of turns and sighs.
In that case, I'm gonna look at Hadrada and be like, Hadrada?
Hardra will laugh and say, "My plan all along," but you can tell it's like.
And as it
Yeah,
does, the stone top and bottom finally meet and...
Oh, brilliant. Now we all really stuck in here.
What did
I
you
mean,
do?
Nothing we can't solve with explosions. I don't see the issue.
Well, I'm all tapped out of explosions at the moment.
I'll take another step forward.
I don't have. Oh, I mean, I do have, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I mean, that's just you can sleep and then anyway.
Hardra, now blinded, will take a step to
still
the
blinded.
right. Or what
Well,
he
if he
thinks
took a
is
step
right.
to his right, he would have slammed into the rock.
Right
left.
on like my on like
I know,
the
I'm fucking
up
with you.
down.
Stage right.
Yeah.
No, he turned around, so he's facing that way. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. I turned around.
Okay.
I still can't tell where I'm facing, so.
So if I do a quick scan of this room with the daylight ball on, can I see any like mechanism for the door other than this thing that Hadrada just stepped on?
You look around and see that the cave floor is littered with large boulders and a lot of rubble. There's 2 small pools of water on the eastern and west side of the cavern. And at the far end, there is a singular dark tunnel.
Oh. Well, it's just kind of, it's like, well, everyone, just sit tight for me, and he will just, where he is, let go of Talia's shoulder and sit down cross-legged and begin ritual casting, commune with nature.
Okay.
Thinking that. So it'll take me 10 minutes. So if you guys want to talk, Hadrada will become unblind in the process of this. But Moss is just like, I'm over it. I'm figuring this out. And he's just going to sit down. He's going to pull out his statue of Creona, put it in front of him and start focusing. And if something happens within the 10 minutes, whatever. But he will, hopefully in caves, 300 feet. And so I can get a layout of the cave. So I'd like to know relevant paths, if there's any powerful beings, and I guess any buildings, just to be safe.
Okay. So the terrain is very similar throughout. There's a lot of rubble and larger pieces of cave that's been eroding away slowly. Multiple pools of water. As far as prevalent paths, there seems like the one ahead of you leads off and it begins to go down.
Are there any lesser but still prevalent paths that I can't see or sense? But I'm picking up with that.
Not that you can sense now.
All right.
And you were looking for the powerful celestial
Powerful
fate.
celestial faith, fiend, elemental, undone, and buildings.
Okay. You don't get any of those.
Okay, perfect. And same with buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So does everyone just chill for the 10 minutes that Moss takes?
No, I'm stepping forward to Hadrada again.
Isn't it just 1 minute?
At least.
Clank!
Hardra will actually say like, I don't want to move, but if I do, I might step on something.
Then don't move. Please. I'm not gonna hurt you.
And
then I
Hardra will
punch him.
put his hands up to his like temples, like just like rubbing them.
He's bullshitting, he says with his eyes closed.
and will
Clank.
say, my head.
I think it's time for a rest, Hardra.
And he says, "You're probably right," and then turns his fingers towards his head.
Uh-huh.
And he will cast Chill Touch on him.
Clank. I'd like to
No,
wrestle the
it's
zombie
okay.
arm from his mouth and neck.
No,
His mouth,
it's not my
strangling him
shoving
to
his
death.
hand into his mouth.
I don't know. Chill touch is weird, okay? Anyway, I would like to restrain the terrifying zombie hand that's trying to murder Hardra.
Okay. Roll a dexterity.
Dexterity.
I guess at advantage because he's blinded.
Crazy zombie hand. I didn't realize we were playing Call of Cthulhu.
That's what chill touch is. Crazy zombie hand goes and strangles someone.
When do we not have weird zombie hands?
That's a
Oh.
strangle someone?
That's a critical failure because I'm fucking tired.
Oh, yeah, that's
So I don't
right.
get the advantage.
So yeah, you miss the blind Hardra.
I'm not going for blind Hardra, I'm going for the zombie hand.
Oh, okay. Well, still, nonetheless, you miss it.
I'm gonna continue to try and stop Hardra strangle himself to death by the zombie hand.
It's necrotic damage, not
Oof.
No, yeah, but that's literally what chill touch does, so.
Well, yeah.
That's a 7.
Did I roll Chill Touch or something?
Talia, Daggett, could you help Tony stop Hardra from killing
Yeah.
himself?
Absolutely.
How?
Just here panicking as my friend trying to like strangle himself
Well,
to
yeah,
death. You're just like, oh nice.
rushes
he
over.
can't go.
And
Hold him while I figure out these caves, please.
can I? I'm also just gonna. I'm just gonna roll
Damn.
dexterity also
Can I roll
Okay.
Chill
to try
Touch?
and restrain him.
Can I roll to
Yes.
restrain Hardrada so he can't do anything?
It's 3v1. Does he get fucking restrained?
I would say too, he's flanked with Durgat and Talia.
It kind of doesn't matter if he's restrained. He's strangling himself with a.
No,
I know, but
flanked.
Well, he
like,
can't cast if his hands are tied.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
also
already
I only
cast
take 9 damage per turn, so...
Oh god.
So can I
victory
restrain him and
checks.
can I restrain him and can I tie his hands together? What do I have to roll? Do I have to roll what?
So
Okay.
I guess a grapple and then a rope.
Yeah. Roll...
I'm gonna
There we go.
slap. Oh wait.
I
Okay.
have a rope if anyone needs rope.
I
Most would
also
like to
have
the
a
knife
rope.
holding. Perfect. Most packs have a rope. It's just there's always the one time you need rope and no one has it.
I'm gonna slap a Cure Wounds level 2 on Hardra.
Damn it!
Yeah, you're
and
So.
not suiciding your way out of this one, buddy.
and Hardrada is going to flop to the floor in attempt to like, break free. I guess.
Can I just sit on his chest to make sure that he can't wiggle around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll
Body
strength.
weight.
Both of you roll strength. Contested.
It's
Come
flanked, so advantage.
Imagine
right?
if I just
Yeah.
roll a fucking nat 20.
Durgat would have advantage because you are flanked.
It doesn't
I
even
mean,
matter.
they would win either way.
So.
So Hardrada, will you stay calm or should I just sit on top of you? Because I'm heavy. This is probably very uncomfortable. Like, it's your choice.
Hardrada's like,
Listen, I'm not that heavy, you son of a bitch.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
Durga, do me a solid. Can you flip him around and just tie his hands between his behind his back and just hold him down like that?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Blindness lasts a minute, by the way.
So you
has it
flip.
been a minute?
Just about, yeah. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
it's probably been a minute.
Okay.
But nonetheless, Durgat does flip you over. Roll a dex check to tie him up.
Oh my god.
Can I assist? Oh, never mind.
I mean, do I still have advantage because of flank?
Yes.
Well,
Impossible. You could
Yeah.
roll a nat
Yeah.
20 and still.
So yeah, you
Wow,
are
That's nuts.
currently tied up, Hardra. and
Okay,
I'm not
and
good at
I'm
anything.
going-
Is the hog tie world champion?
Durga is like
Hardra will actually
giving
use,
you the Steiner
lightning.
recliner right now.
Hardra, with his hands behind his back, will summon a like little bolt of lightning and just sort of try and trip one of you.
You are restrained.
Yeah, it doesn't require a somatic component apparently. It only is verbal.
Okay, and Talia's gonna slap her hand over his mouth.
He's gonna lick your hand.
She's not gonna care.
It tastes like dirt. We've been fighting and chasing after you.
Because I do feel like Moss is done doing his thing.
It
Okay,
takes
fair
10 minutes, but if it's done, it's done. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we don't have to sit
Oh,
here
yeah.
for like actually 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, no. I was just wondering, like, if that's all that happens during that, and they hold him for 10 minutes, then yeah, I'm good. So then Moss wakes up. He gets the knowledge of the area, and so like he knows. It gives him like the general path, right? Or at least up 300 feet out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it
so-
seems the most prevalent one is the one ahead of you.
Ahead being,
This way, sorry.
here. Yes, perfect. Sorry, my shit was working. So Moss will stand and walk over and like now opening his eyes and seeing it. It's like, oh, well done. Actually, that's very
Thanks.
efficient. All right, Moss will lean down. Hadrada, I know you're very upset right now, but we're not going to let you kill yourself. In fact, I will sit here and I will force feed you good berries until your belly is full and you cannot even speak to cast. And we will carry you out of here. And then, if you want to have a conversation, I am willing. Will you be calm when we let you up? Or are you just going to sit here and bash your head against a fucking wall? Nod
I
or
remove-
shake?
Oh, yeah, fine. Never mind, I don't. Remove my hand.
Moss gives you a
Which
nod.
one
like,
is which one is not?
nod is yes, shake is no.
He like gives a second of thought and then nods.
All right, let him up. Leave him tied.
Let's go.
All
And he
right.
just starts like coughing.
Yeah, that's what
just had
happens
my-
when you're a dick.
Okay.
Okay, well, so I guess we start walking down the main path, and as we're walking, Moss will, and he'll go down the path a bit first. Now's not the time.
Okay. Yeah, so you cross into this tunnel to the north of you.
Is it dark in there?
Yes.
Normal
we
dark
have
or
Tony has his light on though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
if
it's
not, I would have
just
just slapped light the spell on one of my swords and walked ahead or something.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's dark, but it's not like magically dark or anything.
By the way, I'm holding Hadrada so you won't run off.
And his hands are still tied.
Would you
call.
like
Yeah.
me to hold it? Oh no, I have disadvantage.
No, it's fine.
Mind.
And yeah, the main like large open cavern that you came into, it kind of turns into the smaller tunnel, and it seems like you go up and it turns to the right.
If like as we're walking up, if I like fire hand go down and look, can I see any tracks of any monsters in this area?
Roll investigation.
For tracks, I believe if I can swing it survival, because that is what it's for, and I put a bunch of points into it for tracking animals and learning tracks as a ranger.
Sure.
Yes. Big dick Mike. 25. Ranger baby. He's a ranger.
25. Okay. You do find many tracks in here.
What's the most prevalent animal?
They seem to all be of the same species and size.
Can I tell what species?
Roll a history check.
Oof.
Or
They're both 0.
history. Okay,
5.
5. It's slightly humanoid and a little
Humanoid.
like rather large.
Large. Oh, yeah, I was just about to ask size. Large Moss. Oh yeah, Moss is like grabbing. It's like, this isn't good.
Huh?
We should rest.
Okay.
I
What
would like
isn't
to
good?
vote against
Moss, talk
resting.
to us. What isn't good?
There's tracks here, big ones,
Okay, what type of tracks?
vaguely humanoid, rather large.
And I mean when I say large, not like, you know, troll large, but they're large.
Yes.
They're at least the size of like your feet or a little bigger.
Yeah, like damn
Like,
near large size, but not quite.
Like Bigfoot size.
And yeah, roughly.
Like vaguely lycanthrope size.
They're big feet.
Yes, it's just I'm rather tapped at the moment.
I mean, there have been orcs in this area before. But sure, we
Okay.
can rest.
It looks around the party. He's like, do we keep moving or should we rest?
I literally.
We should
don't-
rest, Hardra says.
Moving into his.
Stare at Hardra like.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys go, roll stealth checks. Hadrada at disadvantage because he's restrained.
Shouldn't I get disadvantage because I'm going with Hadrada?
No,
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
no for my roll, not no to you,
Ah.
Durgan.
You would have
Because I got a
disadvantage too.
4.
I got a
Yeah,
4
not that,
too.
like-
Okay. So yeah, you begin down this singular tunnel, and it opens up into a turn to the right. It seems like it goes off that way, and it's really large in here. The cave ceiling goes up really high, and it starts to kind of disappear into the darkness in some places. But there are stalactites and stalagmites all over the place, on the ground, hanging from the ceiling. And you keep making your way. And round the corner. So far, you're not hearing any strange noises or anything like that, but it does seem like this tunnel just goes kind of one direction at the moment.
Love that band.
Hey, question. Is this hallway awfully clean because I'm getting flashbacks?
Roll a perception on that.
Those gelatinous cubes don't
There.
have
Can
feet.
I help
Great.
do it?
I would say it's too late to help, but you can make your own roll if you like.
Yeah.
20.
Buenair.
No, I mean it's a fairly
Is this
dirty
a-
floor.
Does it look does it look carved or is it natural?
Natural.
Okay.
Guess how tall the ceiling is.
Yeah, about 40 foot high.
Ooh.
Big things can fit in here.
Yeah, it's rather large. Even out in the main chamber, it was much larger than this. It was, or the ceiling was taller than even this. It's kind of gone, lower since you've come into this tunnel.
Okay.
I guess onward and upward.
Yeah.
Moss will carry on ahead, using his perception and having a fire in his hand for light.
Okay.
Just kind of scanning the area ahead of him, seeing what's going on, seeing if he can pick out anything out of the dark and in the shadows.
Okay. So yeah, you continue down this particular stretch of tunnel, and this one is very long, and it seems like it's getting deeper. Like the incline that the ground is going at, it seems to be getting a little bit steeper as you go.
Like going down?
Mm-hmm.
Friends, this seems counterproductive.
And
I mean, do we have any other way
We're
out?
going down.
Well, I said just use some. Even if we have to rest first, just use some explosive boom things to blow up the main entrance. It's not that hard.
Do you have
for
any
you guys.
dynamite?
No, but you guys have spells, and they do a lot of damage.
But yeah, then this one will wake up and he'll be nice and rested and he'll be able to cause some havoc.
I mean, not if he can't move and can't speak.
I just have to keep him tied and gagged for 8 hours. Our friend. That sounds rather. It's Hydrada though. Turns to Hydrada. Would you be good for 8 hours? Not that I even trust you right now.
Hardra is
Asking.
looking through his spell list.
No, he's not. His hands are tied.
He's a warlock. He doesn't need a spell book.
All right. Well, then, I hear no complaints from his end, so I say we go back to that front room, set up camp, and I'll just. I just need to take a sleep, I guess. My closest thing I get to it.
Okay. So you're heading back to the main chamber?
Just saying, fuck this. It's going
Backtracking.
down. Yep.
Okay.
And we will just set up a smaller camp. No fire, because we're in a cave, I guess, but...
Okay. So yeah, do you make your way back to the main chamber that you started out in?
Go up against the wall, I guess, like the main entrance wall.
During the time that everyone else is sleeping, can I punch the wall?
Punch the wall?
It's going to be
Sure.
loud.
Then get away from the wall.
But I'm talking about the things in the cave.
I have siege weapon hands. This is a wall.
I'll be able to take it out quietly in 8 hours.
Okay.
Hardrada the entire time is going to try and, or not the entire time, but the entire time he's going to awaken Mind Tony and just ask questions. Not like hurtful or harmful questions, just questions about, like, you know, or he's gonna ask questions that make, like, not that make him question his sanity or anything, but like make him question, like, why do they even keep Hardrada?
Okay. Any examples specifically you want to give, or just that general sort of vibe?
Well, I have two examples, really. The first one is, you know, I always knew that you guys never liked me since then, but you didn't. You could have just left me.
And we kept you. I reply with message.
You don't have to reply with message. I can hear your thoughts.
He
Oh.
does
Or, like,
anyway.
thoughts
it's totally-
direct-
I do anyway. I want to show off that I have message.
And then the second question will be, you know you do everything for us, right?
I reply, I'm sure I don't.
Well, without you, we'd probably be left in the dust.
Okay. But we're not left in the dust.
You know,
That's
you
what
could
matters.
just... You know, you could just sort of, let me go, and then I'll find my way out of here, and you'll never have to see me again.
But I don't want that.
Why wouldn't you want that?
Because, Hardrada, you mean something to me. You have an emotional connection as a being to me as a person. I care about you.
And Hardrada says, I bet Moss and Durgat and Talia would say otherwise.
You really? Why would any of them be trying to help you right now?
You're not trying to help me.
I'm trying to put up with you at least.
You know, can I summon my familiar?
I mean,
No.
okay, you're-
What does
I mean,
what do
like,
you need
I'm
in
asking
order?
Tony if he could let me summon my familiar.
Okay.
I don't. It's not really up to me. I ask why.
Just so that I can, talk to someone.
You're talking to me.
Maybe we want a little company.
I think company wouldn't be great for you, if I'm honest.
'Cause maybe you're right.
Your most recent company has sent you spiraling into madness, and I'd rather not extend that.
But what if this madness is me?
I'd rather, if this madness was you, you would be it before the influence. You'd be different before me.
I was different before now. Don't you
Yeah.
remember all those people I killed? Those demons I summoned?
Do you remember before then? Before you came here? Before you met any of us? You were still a little dwarf at home. You were going to blacksmithing school, even though you didn't really like it. You came out here for adventure. You remember that, Hardra? Remember when
Hardra will say,
you died under that bridge?
you're right.
Remember when I
I should already be dead.
begged my arcane lord to bring you back to life? You mean
That was
something
before
to me.
you knew. That was before you knew who I was.
No, it was because of who you were. And who you can still be.
I'm not that person anymore.
You're only not that person because you're not letting yourself be that person. You can still be that person. You just have to want to.
And about my mistakes in the past.
They're in the
How
past.
could any of you trust me?
Listen. Anyone can change. And so can you.
Doesn't seem like I've changed.
But you can. As long as you want to.
What are the rest of you doing while this is going on?
I mean, sleeping, maybe? I don't know.
Moss is just just full meditation mode, resetting spells for hopefully in 8 hours when he's able to open the door.
Okay. I assume for the sleep you're extinguishing the sun in the box.
Yeah, well, everyone else sleeps. But I'm putting on the glasses.
After the first hour, and I get the like a short rest. When the short rest hits, and I get my wild shapes back, type thing. Would I be able to summon my familiar?
Yes, you would.
Yes. So after the first hour, Moss will summon his tiny little baby Addie,
Okay.
and the baby Addie will sit in his lap as he sits in his meditation
Okay.
for the long rest.
Within that time, that first hour, is anybody taking a watch, or are all of you just sleeping?
I'm staying up the whole night.
Oh, you are? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so, roll...
Oh, not night. We've slept, but I'm staying up the whole time.
Okay. So roll perception.
I do have glasses of seeing the dark.
That's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, it would just be a straight roll.
Cool. That's persuasion. 19.
19. Okay. So yeah, you stay up and you have the glasses on, and you're just kind of keeping an eye out, watching for anything weird, any movement, and so far so good.
Hardra is also going to attempt to stay up.
Okay. For how long? The whole night?
The whole night, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Tony, roll another perception.
Also, can I help with the second one since that's after the first hour, and I can have Addie do the perception?
Sure.
Because he's got dark vision.
Sure. That's fine.
So I'll do the perception check through him because he's got dark vision. And if Tony will help me, is that with advantage? Rolling. That's a nat 20.
Also,
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
32.
Damn.
So looking around, Addy looks towards the northernmost tunnel, the one you guys had begun to trek through. And as he looks around, it's quiet, don't see anything. And he scans by it again from like right to left, and you see a pair of glowing eyes looking at you, like kind of peeking from behind the rock wall.
Can I make out the shape of what it is?
Roll a nature check.
I clicked it. Oh, there it goes. Nat 20 again.
Fuck you. What the fuck is wrong with you again?
Still got it. Kids still got it.
They seem to be reflecting like any sort of light that's coming from the cave, or any light that may be ambient in the cave tunnel.
Can I see what the creature is though? Like I see the eyes, but can I make out anything else of it?
Basically, like all you can see is just the
eye and the outline type shit.
The eyes sticking over, and like kind of the top of the head. And the top of the head is very furry with long fur, and the ears are sticking straight up.
So like seeing that through Addy's eyes, Moss like sitting by the whole group of everyone will just like with all of the lenses closed, just be like, it seems we have company, friends.
Brilliant.
Addy, come here. And then like I'll pull Addy back to me.
Tony stands. What is it?
Something small,
Sure.
small-ish, furry and bright.
No, not small.
Not small. How big was it?
Man-sized, from what you could tell, or bigger.
Could I hear anything with that 32?
Probably not, because you're looking through Addy, who's like by you, and you guys are a good ways away from the cave entrance, or like the.
I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. So I saw it like off in the distance.
Yeah, it'd be like, so you guys wanted to
Okay.
camp like closer to like
By the door,
cave
yeah.
entrance. You would have seen it at the far door over here.
Got it. So like it's a good ways away still.
Mm-hmm.
So Moss will, Tony, would you care to give us a bit of light?
Of course, I open the sunbox and remember I take off the glasses.
Moss will
Okay.
hold his
So
hand up
careful
and
myself.
prepare a blight spell if anything he can see is within range.
And as you do, you just see like a dark shape slink back into the darkness and shoot away.
In that moment, could I have caught could I get more detail as it like ducked?
Roll a perception.
22.
See if he's got a tail.
22. I would say as you watched it kind of turn away, the brief glimpse that you saw, as the head turned, you did see an elongated snout and a very furry abdomen as well. It
Moss will
was
call
like
out.
a very dark, not dark, but it was like a gray, not so much of a pure white, but like a gray with like dark kind of speckles throughout.
Did it look hunched at all, or did it look like very strong and broad?
It looks strong and broad, yeah.
Okay, so Moss just kind of nods and just kind of calls out in common. I was like, "We mean you no harm. Just let us rest, and we will be on our way. If you
Hardra
come
will
at
call
us, we will end you."
Hardra will
Please.
call out. The only thing to fear is fear itself.
I believe you are gagged. If you weren't gagged, we would have gagged you. Moss would have at that moment.
Andrada
To
attempts
make
to
sure you
call it out
cannot.
and ends up calling out. Ah.
Hand mouth.
And there's not a
Mage
sound
hand.
from the tunnel, just the light from the sun in the box hits like the walls that the tunnel entrance is on, and the tunnel entrance like beyond that is just darkness, and there's just no sound.
So if
Really
I
warms our
with that commune with nature, could I tell how thick that wall is? Or could I like walk up and inspect the wall, like in this brief like disruption of the rest? Go check and see like how deep does this like trap wall that closed us in? Like, how dense is it?
The one at the front of the cave.
Yeah.
You can walk up and inspect it. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. So roll
I'll ask
investigation.
Tony for help.
Hello. As
can
the chief puncher of walls, I will give my expert opinion.
Can I guidance myself?
Yes.
Beautiful. So add a D4, and with
Not
Tony's help, is that with advantage?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Would this
Thank
be
you, sir.
considered stonework?
It would, but you're tied up and gagged.
Well, this would be more of a natural formation, not so much like
Adding a D4.
formed and worked by someone.
I'm gonna go ahead and lucky that as well, actually. So it's a +2 to this next one. That's only one more because it's a lucky die. And that's my last one before the long rest. That's beautiful. Where's investigation? Sorry, couldn't find it. 16, 18 total.
18. Okay. Looking at it, the wall looks to be about at least 5 to 6 feet thick.
Ooh.
He found knocks on it. Like,
And it's just solid.
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
I cannot punch through that much rock.
It's
Oh. What I was going to do is going to be a bit of overkill. I might not need to do the big one. That's nice. I would have had to sacrifice not relieving one of you of this exhaustion you've been feeling.
10 days doesn't sound good.
It'd be even less. But it seems if it's only so deep, I may be able to just bore a hole. We'll see. We'll see. And then Moss will just go back, pull up Addie on his lap, and go back to rest watching. Have Addie going and jumping around while Moss sees through his eyes because he doesn't need to sleep. It's a really cool combination.
okay.
Tony will go back to entertaining Hardra for the box closed, glasses on.
Okay.
Addie will go and like curl up on top of Tony's helmet.
Okay. So Moss, if you would like to roll another perception check, you can. If you're
Yes,
like
please.
doing that, or okay.
Yes, sir. Ooh, sorry, that's a 3, 15.
15. Okay.
God, I love Moss.
So yeah, you're sitting there, and it's very quiet in this chamber, and you think you hear like a noise, almost like something moving against rock, like scuffling against rock.
Moss will, through Addie's eyes, look up and like scan the ceiling. Is there anything up there?
Roll another investigation with that.
Investigation.
Addie's stuff.
I am looking through it, so it's still my mental stats, yeah? Because I'm going through his eyes.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
his physical, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's not that, tell me. But that's just my thought process with it.
Hmm.
It's 0 anyway, so no. So
Okay.
4. And I'm out of luck until the long rest hits.
So looking up at the ceiling, it begins to fade into darkness before you can see the ceiling.
Yeah, Addie like rubs his eye a little bit with his tiny little dragon hand.
Oh.
And then he'll just like curl back up on top of Tony's hat. He's tired. He's just not paying attention tonight. Yeah. All good.
I might as well look because I'm awake with advantage.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Yeah, same thing. It
Cool.
fades into darkness before you can
Oh,
see the
consider
ceiling.
keeping Hardra awake then.
Can I actually try and look up and see what?
Sure.
Like fish wiggles.
Yeah. Perception, you say?
Yeah.
Perception, you say?
Oh, that could have been a 21. 7.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing. It's too dark.
Okay.
So yeah. You're just continuing resting.
Continuing the rest. Yeah, it's all clear, man.
Yeah.
Cool. So you
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, just the second it's over, the second like he would feel spells regenerate, he'd start working. He's just waiting like full robot, like start digging at it like he's a fucking excavator.
Okay. Yeah, so you begin going at it. And
perfect, yeah. If rest finishes, so first thing I do is I'm assuming Tony and Hadrada get hit with another exhaustion.
No, strangely they did not have any strange nightmares.
This isn't night. We're just resting. Like we're not. This isn't night sleep.
Moss will walk over to the wall. I will transmute rock. And I guess like in the shape of like the tunnel going out, it is a 40-foot cube. That I will turn that entire thing, and you said it's like down at an incline and an angle, so that means there's gravity pulling it. And in this, I will transmute the rock to mud. So I guess,
okay.
First, is the rock magical, or is it just like a mechanical trap of rocks that closed?
It's hard to tell.
Well, I mean, I cast this spell, so the question is, does it work?
I would say it does, yeah.
Okay, thank God, because it doesn't work on magical rock. So all of that rock, and you said it was 20 feet deep, and this covers a 40-foot cube, so we're good. All of that all turns to mud and slowly flows down into the cave and probably all over our legs.
Yeah, it's a pretty big, like, sloppy mess, like, as it comes down into the cavern.
But the hole opens, yes?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And Moss will stand there, like, cast it, like, doing this big, grandiose motion with his hand, and then just disgusting mudslide into the cave.
And as you do, the like moonlight like comes in like through the shaft.
That was grosser than I thought, but it worked.
Okay, so let me get this straight. When I let the cave get muddy on accident, everyone is yelling at me. But when you do it, you are a hero. Great, thanks.
Yes, exactly. Glad you understand. And Moss will, covered in mud, walk up and begin climbing out of the cave.
Okay.
I follow, I guess.
I pick a drawer up
Should I pick
so
it
he
up?
doesn't
Pick
drown
him
in
up?
the mud. You can if you want. If you want to carry the Hadrada, you can
Yeah,
carry the Hadrada.
I can carry the Hadrada, don't worry.
I give Durgat the Hadrada. And whilst yawning,
Actually, Tony, wouldn't you only have 0 now?
what?
You'd have no exhaustion because
No, I still
you
have
only had
exhaustion.
one.
Yeah, no, it went away because I had to.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind.
I had to use big spell to get us out instead of
Oh yeah.
getting us home. So now,
Never mind.
Moss will, as we climb out of the cave, go back into bird form and begin our trek back to Blackfield.
Blackfield?
Not yeah. Sorry. Fucking
Wintervale?
Wintervale. That's the one.
Okay. And you guys are you guys have Hadrada tied up still and just slung over the back.
Yeah. We'll Spaz is strong enough to hold on his own because he's so ripped. So we'll put Hadrada in the doggy vest.
Yeah, exactly.
The 6 foot half-sized dog bits.
Okay.
Hadrada's gotta slip through and just fucking die. Okay, no,
So to clarify, attached to Spaz or to one of you? Is like Moss wearing it with like Hadrada or?
Well, yeah, Hadrada's like in the cargo bay underneath Moss. I like that. we built a harness so he's separate from everyone else.
Okay. And you guys are heading back to Winterville?
Yes, I
Wait,
believe
so
it
I'm
was
on
a
the Baz?
2-day flight. No, you're on me.
Oh.
Well, you
You're-
are
you're in my
coming
baby
from
vest.
you are coming from a bit further into the western part of the map, so it'd probably be a little bit longer than what it took to get here.
Well, yeah, so it was the day to get to the edge of the forest, and then we spent a day flying around trying to find the place. So
Mhm.
we'll have to camp at least once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, so whenever we get, so yeah, bird form flying. We still have the cave, so I would know where we stopped last time. Would I be able to make it back to that, the one I made from the werewolf attack?
Yeah.
Would I be able to make it back to that camp?
You wouldn't get that far from here, yeah.
Not
So-
an 8-hour flight. Damn.
So where you are now on the
Yeah.
smaller map here, you would basically be going this way to head back to Winterville.
Gotcha.
And so coming out from
So we
that
did
area,
the triangle, and we're on the hypotenuse.
you
now.
would be like down.
I got it.
Starting
yeah, we're
from
on the far
here.
part. I gotcha.
So yeah, a little bit further out.
Trigonometry to find out where we are.
Yes, dimensions. I did math. I didn't drop out of high school. Yeah.
I am planning on updating the western side of the map soon, though, like I did with the eastern side,
Oh yeah.
just so I can get all of that in there. So
So yeah. So Moss will, however far he can get in his now. So this is another thing that's interesting that I completely forgot about. As we've been getting levels, technically Moss has been able to fly us farther. He gets a whole hour of flight with every level.
mhm.
So he technically gets a little bit farther every time he gets, well, now not anymore because he's going ranger. So 9 hours of flight. And wherever he lands, he'll land, and then him and Talia will badger up and take us out a new den.
I'll
and
make Talia bigger this time.
And this time I'm going to do a slight change, where on the outside, there's going to be like the tunnel down, and there's like a little archway entrance that he always builds. But then just to the left of that, like built in, also out of dirt, is like a little chair. That's very. It looks like a tree, but it's made out of dirt.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to carve out a breakfast nook or something.
No, it's a little chair for him to do his rests in, so that way he can help whoever's on watch.
Oh,
And so he's like a little
okay.
gargoyle sitting out front.
Yeah, nice.
And he'll do that with polymorph, because he's taking that again now, because polymorph is cool, and Talia's making him like to polymorph again.
yeah, I enlarged Talia. Talia, you are enlarged.
cool.
Talia's big badger, so you get to pick out the layout, and I do the detail work.
She does something.
Go crazy.
Okay, Talia's just like goes crazy, as you guys said, because you let her. She's probably doing something really like super elaborate, like something unnecessarily elaborate, like with like really big rooms for everyone, and like an area that looks like a kitchen area and a living room area, and then like rooms for everyone.
We
like
build a little
hallways for
dirt. It's like a dirt jail cell, and it says dungeon over the top of it. And that's where we'll put Hadrada tonight.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Lock up.
The bummer
Nah,
dungeon.
Dora's staying right next to me. I'm not letting the guy go.
So and then
Putting
the
Hadrada
setup-
in his own room sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
set up
Good.
set up camp and summon Addy again for his for the night watch, and he'll sit in his chair and he'll put one leg over the other and have Addy in his lap, and he's gonna stroke Addy's head like he's a cat, and sit there and like do the watches for the night from up top, and whoever wants to join him for watches can.
I'm gonna join you.
How
Wait,
exhausted is Hadrada?
Considering I already slept earlier, would I also need to take this long rest?
Considering that we slept earlier, the only person who needs it is me, Tony, and
I know,
This is
but like
assuming- this
every
is after
character
a
still
day
needs to
of
sleep. or take-
After a day of travel, I think it
Oh,
would
yeah.
still need to sleep, right?
Yeah,
You know.
after
You
every
wouldn't
full
travel.
day.
Yeah.
So naps don't count? Okay.
Yeah.
Hadrada, how much exhaustion do you have?
One.
I thought so.
You both have one right now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Tony will go to sleep and give a big middle finger to the Baron.
Okay.
Can I like tie part of the rope around like Hadrada's like upper arm and connect that to my like arm so when if he's trying to like get away he'll tug me with him so I know when he's trying to
I have a
escape.
question.
What if he like strangles you in the night with the rope?
I mean I can try. His hands are
You
behind
can
his back.
certainly try.
Reverse garroting.
That's
I am
Steve,
both
baby.
stronger
You can
and
certainly
faster than
try.
him.
Hardra
yeah,
is not
yeah,
going
you
to
can.
try and strangle you in the night.
Sure. Just kidding.
Hardra is actually going to ask Durgit, while they're still awake, using my awakened mind to say to Durgit, wouldn't it be really nice if you released my gag?
The fuck is this bullshit? What? I said it out loud.
You hear
know you
screaming
can-
from the other room. It's in your head. It's Hadrada. He's talking.
Ah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I haven't used awakened mind on Durgit yet, have I?
Okay, let's not. Last time any voice was talking, anything in my head was last time we were here in Wintervale when we tried to, or when we talked to that one rich dude, and Tony messaged us about like plan details. That's what last time anything has been talking to my mind that wasn't my own thoughts.
What about when those guys stole your body?
I didn't hear anything. I touched the crystal and suddenly, or looked at it, I didn't even touch it, and suddenly I was inside of that crystal. I could see my body, and yeah, no talking in my head. I wasn't in my body at that point.
That makes sense.
I like to imagine that Durga is talking out loud to Hadrada.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I'm definitely talking out loud to Hadrada. Maybe a bit more quiet, but I'm definitely talking out loud.
Moss is
I
hearing
don't
all
know
of it
that I
'cause he's
can
just
reply
right at the
back.
top. Yeah.
I don't know that I can reply back my
Durgat's
mind.
just talking at Hadrada's gagged face, and he's like talking gestures with his head, but he's not talking.
And Hardrada will go, like,
Not metagame,
Not
but you
silent,
can't tell
but-
me. You can tell me that I can answer in my head. They don't have to say it out loud.
Hardrada will actually tell you that, you don't have to say it out loud, but okay. You can if you want to.
I'd say this in my head.
Reverse psychology.
Okay, so
And-
what was the question?
Why do I have something called speed?
I don't know.
Okay, but, I'm going to use, what does this do?
It's not going to do anything because you're tied and gagged.
He's got legs.
He's
does a
he's
fucking
tied
sick
to me.
karate kick,
I
bro.
literally have him on leash.
If he wants to play footy, he can.
Kinky. No,
You could have Draken like crush him with gravity.
Oh,
No.
that's my fetish.
wow, okay.
Oh no.
Being crushed by an overwhelming force of gravity, yeah.
Putting that up.
Tony is sleeping for tonight.
Yeah, does anything happen up top with Moss doing watches?
I'm fairly certain our conversation wasn't over yet.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I was just waiting for their conversation to be done.
You
So
broke
Yeah,
what
sounds
were you
out.
asking me? I'm just very
I'm
confused.
just
Okay,
chilling.
yeah,
I'm
I
just
figured
listening
this
to
shit
the
out.
RP.
And Hardrada will say,
You were asking me a question. I
He'll have a
forgot.
similar conversation to what he had with Tony last time. Asking questions like, "How are you going to trust me again?"
Bro, this
Why
is
don't
not
you just leave
literally
me?"
not what I asked. What's the first question you asked? I did not. I forgot. What was it?
The first question I ever asked. Oh,
The
can you
first
remove the
question-
gag?
I will not. I don't know a lot about magic. However, I have observed that all of you magic people sometimes need to use your voice, and I'm not risking this shit.
I have a question.
I mean, I guess
if I transmit, sorry,
I was gonna
continue.
say, I guess Hajrada could roll persuasion.
Nah, if but
I have no reason to let him out.
but I have a question. I know this isn't gonna work, but I have to ask. If I transmit, like, if I use my awakened mind to say into somebody else's head the verbal component to a spell, can I then cast that spell through their head and then use it if it's only verbal component?
Probably not.
So just click me.
Do you want the Forgotten Realms nerd explanation?
Not yet. We can do that after game.
Word.
In that explanation, would it work or would it not?
It does not work.
Okay, all right. That's what I figured.
You are correct, Mike. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's dead on.
Okay.
Well, quote unquote correct. There's no correct in D&D.
But okay, so no.
Okay, cool. But yeah, he's just gonna keep talking to Durga until he drifts to sleep. And he is going to go to sleep this night.
Okay.
Tony would ideally like to not sleep, but he probably will end up falling asleep because he's very tired.
Okay. So everybody falls asleep except Moss is watching.
Yes, sir.
And
could Tony
Talia,
roll
because
something?
Talia's meditating, not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Talia is also taking a watch with Moss.
Oh, okay.
Could Tony do the good old not sleep roll?
If you want, sure.
Cool.
To
Is
try
that Constitution?
to try to stay awake.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Nice.
Ask if he wanted guidance,
Jesus.
but you don't need me.
Oh wait.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Is fair. I get a +5 to that 5, don't I? No, +4, sorry. So it's a 9.
9. No. After a while, you fall asleep.
So close.
Fine.
Try as you might.
But yeah, so I will be. Tali and I will be doing watches up top.
Okay.
I also have
so-
another question. I'm gonna ping. I'm gonna ping Awakened Mind. Can I keep my mind inside of Durgat while I'm sleeping?
I assume not, because if you're asleep, you're not conscious, and if you're not conscious, typically you can't do stuff like this.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though, like a monk that's always asleep, and that's how they talk. That's a dope character concept.
Or an old veteran that like sleeps with his eyes open.
Yes.
Advantage on like perception checks at night or something.
Speaking of doing watches, me, Addie, and Talia. I would have done 2 chairs, one for me, one for Talia, on either side of the door.
Yeah. So I was gonna say either Talia can give Moss advantage on his, or both of you can roll
Cool.
individually. It's up to you.
We can both roll. I'm fine
Yeah,
with
okay.
that. We're fun that way.
Totally.
30.
Damn.
23.
All right. Yeah. The night goes by
22.
quietly, or your watch, I should say, goes by quietly and uneventful.
Moss is up there for the whole night. Talia's up there for half the night, so we only need one other person to do a watch. If someone else wants to swap out, so Talia can get her long rest.
You can feel free to wake me.
It's usually Hajrada, but
If I have to
Hadrada's
do
tied
if
up.
I have to do like a watch, then I have to drag Hadrada with me. I don't think
That's
he'd
all right.
I'm just gonna
appreciate
wake up
that.
Tony.
Yeah, Talia, dear, just grab
Oh,
a
wake
Tony
me
for
up.
me.
Okay, I'm gonna get Tony.
I have the best idea.
Nope.
No.
okay.
You are tied and gagged and a prisoner of war until we fix your brain.
So yeah, Talia, you go and get Tony.
And
Last watch, McGee.
is Tony not night seizuring right now?
It seems like tonight, no.
Tony gets up then. Like, oh my god. I just slept. I just woke up.
As you eventually make your way outside, you notice a very finely crafted empty chair waiting for you. Moss is sitting there with his legs crossed, petting Addie. Addie looking out with Moss with his eyes closed.
I just went to sleep.
Oh, good for you.
I come and sit up on the chair.
How was it?
I mean, nice for once.
Apologies, needed to be interrupted. Just needed someone to keep me company for a bit.
That's fine.
It's a beautiful night, though.
It is. It's more beautiful now that I'm not so tired.
Speaking of, what phase is the moon in right now? If I go look at that bitch. If I have to send
How dare
Addie
you
to
talk
fly
about the
up
moon
a
like
bit.
that?
Hey, a bitch is a queen, okay?
Fair enough.
It seems to be a new moon.
New moon. Oh no, I hate that Twilight movie.
Moon 2.
Or, I think it's the new moon, the one where it's just like the little sliver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just once, if it's the ring, it's a new moon. If it's a sliver, it's either waning or waxing, depending on which way it's going. Crescent.
The fact that you're like virulently describing how the moon looks, like, oh, I think it's that kind of moon, suggests to me that you have like an internal cycle for the universe, and that's like,
What, we have one of those, fucker?
oh
We
yeah,
have to
but it's
design
like,
that?
wow, okay.
Amazed by something we also have to do. I hope you're not that impressed, because we have to do that shit.
Someone will ask eventually.
We have a fucking werewolf, bro.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
what-
yep.
Shit's fucked.
So for sure you'll be asked.
But
Okay.
Moss will, seeing that it's not the full moon at the very least, let out a little sigh of relief and have Addie do like a little flyover of the camp and looking through his eyes to see what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, roll perception using his stats.
Pulling up pseudo. Advantage, but +1. Sad about it. So I'm just gonna do D20 then. 2D20, D1. Plus, was it 1? 1. 11 for Addie.
11.
Well, does Addie catch anything? And if not, do Tony and I see anything from the ground?
So that was an 11.
Yeah, that's for Addie up in the sky, checking shit out.
Okay.
He's
No,
like
he
flying
doesn't.
over.
He doesn't spot anything.
There, and Tony and I are just chatting down. Does anything happen in the immediate vicinity during Tony and I's watch?
Wow, smell any werewolves?
But yeah, he doesn't see anything.
All right, yeah. Then yeah, Tony and I just talk through our watch and enjoy each other's company. So
Okay.
eventually, I assume he has to go back to bed, and Moss will finish out the watches up top. I guess Talia would probably come back up after she goes and gets her.
Yeah, after her 4-hour trance, she probably comes back up. Probably has her
You
lyre.
come back up to see Tony asleep in the chair.
Aww.
I'll get him downstairs. It's okay.
Okay.
And Moss will like get some plants on him for grip and carry him downstairs.
We have
I feel like he's carrying him like a little bag.
so yeah, Moss and Talia, you guys are taking the final watch, correct?
Indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, roll perception.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
another 3. Oh wait, no, I'm doing it through Addie, so I get advantage. 14. Still.
19.
I rolled a 2 and a 3. Jesus.
Nice. Okay.
Either way.
Damn. Oh yeah, you got +12. That's right.
Yeah.
Redonkulous. But yeah, the last watch goes by uneventful, and day starts to break eventually.
Moss will like stand and like pretend to stretch the joints that he doesn't have.
And I'm okay.
Talia like plays her lyre while they were on watch, and when he stretches, she like stops, looks up at him, and is like, "What are you stretching for? What joints are you stretching?"
my joint. Gestures to
What-
the joint
what?
that isn't there. This one, clearly.
Apologies, and that one there points to the joint that is clearly not there.
Yes, obviously. And then he turns and walks in very rigidly because he's a robot. And then we'll walk down the stairs and just say, "So, Tony, Hadrada, how are we feeling this morning?" Oh, sorry, Hadrada, Tony.
I lean around the door, helmet on, smile underneath it. I feel phenomenal.
Moss puts a hand up to give you a high five.
Tony, hand up, has a hat in his
Greater
hand.
Restoration, idiot.
No, too bad I didn't high five you. I've got my chef hat in my hand. I'm putting it on my head. On the head, if you go to swing for the high five, you get middle fingered. Step to the side and say, "Who wants breakfast?"
May
Yeah.
your food taste
And I-
sour, sir.
And I just drag Hardrada with me to the main room.
And may yours be spiked beyond your imagination.
How did Hadrada sleep?
Mmm.
If he did sleep, the same, but I think he wasn't sleeping.
He did
No, I
sleep.
said I sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, about the same as Tony. He actually slept.
Her
Well-
daughter will just respond with a.
Tony goes to get out his pen and he goes, "Hadra." Oh,
And her daughter's like hands like flame up behind him. No. That would be cool though.
boss,
Tony, do you want him to do the thing? I can. It's weird, but
we have a. Moss, can you forgive me? I need the fire for the break.
Bright green flame bursts from his right hand.
Fantastic.
He holds it, but he doesn't look at him. It's like,
He looks away the entire time.
Tony,
I
we
will
do
cook
realize
us
we
a
can just.
delicious meal.
Tony,
I
we can
feel-
just gather wood and just light that on fire. You don't have.
Yes, but it is
Sure.
not the same as the beautiful flavor you get from an arcane flame. Oh.
But this is.
Okay, but
I feel dirty. I feel so dirty.
why?
That's
huh?
what he said.
It's like charcoal versus
Her
I
daughter.
wink at Moss.
He's not looking at you,
Through
so
the
he doesn't
helmet.
see it. But his passive fucking 18 insight, he still feels the wink through the helmet while looking away.
So yeah.
We go to start eating, and as we begin eating, Moss will like take his first bite and just be, so
how did
I
it go
think
with the witch?
at the very least, I think he should be ungagged for this.
I mean, I could cut it up very finely. Just push
Can you
it
take
over
off the head?
the rope.
Hadrada, will you be good, please? It's too early to deal with bullshit. Just nod for yes or shake your head no for no. If you're gonna be a dick, just be honest. Are you gonna be a dick and keep trying to kill yourself if we ungag you?
No.
Moss turns to Durgit and nod. Leave the
I
hands.
remove the gag.
Okay. And the gag is removed.
Okay, well, yes, the witch. Moss will dig in, have the first fight. Hate that voice, but this food is good.
Isn't it just? Take off the hat. So, the
I-
witch.
Indeed. She is willing to grant us passage there. Obviously, she will not be coming with us. So we are only guaranteed one way of passage at the moment.
What do you, what?
So we
She
only
can-
have a way there,
So how are we
Exactly.
but
getting
not a
back?
way back.
Well, once we get there, I assume I'd be able to hopefully contact TSM. He got me back here for once. He'll be able to get me back here again.
You
I won't-
assume.
I assume, but I mean,
Hopefully.
I can find him. I've got scrying. Like we'll find him. I'm very good at finding people. Clearly. I like
Until-
gestures to Hadrada.
And then
He'll bring us back.
he'll
And we
bring
should
us
probably-
back.
We should probably write down basic
Oh,
information
yes,
about
well,
ourselves in case we get, memory loss.
Memory wiped.
Yeah, well, we can
Eh.
cross that. But that's only coming, not going, or going, not coming. Sorry. Well, we can cross that bridge when we get to it. But
I mean, just write a note. It's not that hard. We know
I
about
mean,
the
yeah.
side effects now.
obviously, but then like you have to find the note. But again, like I said, we don't need to worry about that yet. But also, I assume finding Hirsum will probably also be our best bet to finding one of these forges. So contacting Hirsum seems to be the go-to anyway. And so, I mean, this was always the plan in the first place.
Oh, wait. So, we're gonna go there. We're gonna hopefully find this guy.
I will
and then
find him.
hope that he'll bring us back.
He will. Tony, if I were to ask you, could you go punch something and then burn the shit out of it with your divine fury? If I asked you to do that, would you do that for me?
Well, I'd try, but I can't guarantee I can do anything.
Well, you can punch things and you can burn it with your divine fury. You know me as your friend. That's more
I
than
trust you.
that.
I'm going with you.
Tony has this
Hirsum
face of, he said he's my friend.
Tony, Hirsum did it once. He can do it
Yeah,
again.
no, he will. He can and he will. Hirsum is like a father and a brother and a companion, the same as all of you. It's Hirsum. That's
I prefer a companion, the bastard. He feels inside himself but doesn't verbalize.
he can read it in your body language. Everything you're thinking.
Well, I'm definitely going with you. I'm not missing an opportunity to go into the infamous Feywild.
Oh, absolutely. There's plenty for you to learn. You should. I'll be honest, Talia. I wasn't quite worried about you. It's just these fuddy-duddies I'm quite worried about.
I mean, there's still the small what if of not being able to get back, and the fact that the Feywild is fairly magical, and I don't deal well with magic. But
Well, I mean,
if we can get back, then sure.
Can I tell you the one other thing that gets along very well in the Feywild?
Sure. Yeah.
Hunters. And you might not be the best at magic, but God, you're good at killing.
I know, but I'm not good at.
Great.
I can. I'm not big of a hunter.
You're only good at being sneaky and then stabbing things. That's what you're good
I mean,
at, right?
Part
Yeah,
of hunting is tracking and stuff, and I can't do that. I can't stab things once they're tracked.
Moss looks at you with his 6 eyes, and all of them blink.
I thought they can't blink.
They can now. He got upgraded.
When's the last time I tracked something down?
You don't. I track, you kill. It's like we're a team or something. It's crazy.
Oh god, he's
But that's not hunt. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, hunting as a
It's
party.
hunting a
Because
team.
we're friends.
That's true.
Yay!
But
Even you, when
beyond
she
all
points
that-
at
listen.
Hadrada.
Yes, obviously.
Hardrada obviously rolls his eyes.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not even talking, he says in your mind, instead of out loud.
He responds again out loud. He's like, there he is. But regardless, as I said, we needed to get to the Feywild. Like, this phylactery, it needs to be destroyed. It needs to be.
Obviously.
At the very
Obviously.
least, not to our friend, if not to save our friends, just for like the sake of the fucking planet. Whatever this thing is called, and he stomps on the ground.
Oh, the bastard's right.
The world, I guess. Our world, material plane. You know, whatever. Saving the world. Yay!
Moss
Talk
looks
about
at the
planes. Hey, talking about planes. How different is the Feywild? Like, does gravity work the same?
I'm not quite sure what gravity is, but no.
You know the thing
no, it's not that different. It's the planes are all mirrors of each other. They've all got the same kind of like base layer. It's just the feng shui is a bit different. Not
So
as
just
many
same thing,
buildings and
different shape?
towns. Somewhat. The shape and color and the people are a lot nicer and the monsters are a lot scarier. Magic is a bit
Cool.
crazier. It's
Uh-oh.
dangerous. I'm tame there. Let's make that very clear. I'm normal.
Oh, well then I'll just fit right in, Hardrada says to all of you using his awakened mind.
You can't just open your mouth, Hadrada, Talia says out loud.
You're allowed
And,
to talk. We took off
you
the
are
gag.
And then Hardra again uses his awakened mind. I'm being edgy.
I punch him. Like, slap.
Goddamn edgelord.
1 hit point. Take it, bitch.
Okay.
That's payback for earlier. Fucking hit me with a firebolt, dick.
And don't forget
Also, yeah, don't spy on my private conversations. That was a business meeting between Fays. That's not for you to see.
You're a fae.
Moss looks at himself and then looks at you.
I mean, you look like a machine.
Moss looks at himself and himself covered in fucking plants and then looks back to you.
You look like a machine
lot
covered in
more
plants. Like, buildings are covered in plants. To me, you're
Yes.
just something, like a
You'll-
metal thing covered with plants.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay.
Such a cynic. Jesus. Whoever that is. Moss rubs his temple. That isn't a temple. It's not there. He just rubs his forehead.
Okay, are you fairly... Okay, considering your reaction, are you certain that I should go with you?
Yeah, what? Of course, we need you. We need your dagger.
When's the... You've never seen me use a dagger.
Is that not what you... Oh, no, that's right. You said fucking... You got your bow, right?
Rapier.
And rapier and crossbow,
Yeah,
yes.
the rapier. That's what... We need your blade is the point.
Ah.
Regardless of what you use.
You need you to
also,
stab
then-
stuff real good.
Oh, and then like... Oh, also, before I forget, and then he'll reach over and smack Tony on the chest and hit him with Greater Restoration. Before I forget. Not dodging this time, bitch.
I slept last night.
And do you lose exhaustion for sleeping?
A long rest.
Oh. Then yeah, fuck yeah. I spend my 5th level. He doesn't do that then. If you
Tony
say
is
that,
head in hand, other hand on temple. Very frustrated thinking right now, though.
Also, like, reach up and put a hand on your shoulder. Tony.
He's doing that thing where he says my name. Looks at me very seriously.
Tony, talk about your issues.
We
And I look at Moss and I look at him in the face.
I'll get you home. You have my word.
I have his word, fuck. Alright, I'm in.
I was about
My
to say, Tony,
man.
the Feywild is probably really, really magic, and you want to miss that?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, they tell ghost stories and nightmares as a child to me about the Feywild.
Oh, well, you're a pussy.
No, it's scary as shit. No, well, Talia, you're...
But that's the fun
elves-
part!
No, Talia, elves get a very different view of the Feywild. That's where you come from.
Kids would get
Yeah.
kidnapped as children by Feywild creatures from where I am.
And technically, if Tony goes, he'll be an extraplanar being.
That's what he hates most.
Cool.
You become the thing you're small to destroy.
At the very least, you'll get to see my home, and I'm excited to show you that. I hope at the very least we can find here some...
Yeah, I'm in, I get it.
We're talking
He
about
stands up
Feywild.
looking very
You guys-
disappointed at this whole situation, but still will happily go along with it.
When you guys leave, I'll be really upset if Tony doesn't, like, abjure himself from the Feywild, like, as you guys leave.
Tony smites himself the second he
Goodbye.
enters the Feywild for being extra planar. Commit seppuku the second we touch down.
Okay, so talk about horror stories. My mom did tell me to not go close to anything magical unless it's like self-learned, like deities or whatever. I think Fae count, but well.
Then your mom warned you to stay away from me.
I mean, you seem pretty chill, but you said the Feywild is very dangerous.
It's wild, for sure.
I guess,
not
but
gonna
you
like
just said
this.
it's okay.
It'll be interesting, but at the very this is our task. This is our quest, is it not?
It
It's only fitting if we all at least see this through.
It is.
If
All
not,
right.
after maybe find some more answers for the rest of
I'll
us.
go. While I'm there,
Hey.
you can't complain once about me cooking, yeah? Nothing about the hat, not a word.
No, I never complain about the cooking. I only complain about the voice.
Not a word about the voice.
Not
Not one.
You should wear the hat the whole time you're there.
Or, he cockily says, I'm not leaving.
You sound like a 6-year-old child from England.
No, yeah, he's doing that on purpose.
Moss is head over all of the lenses, like rubbing his face.
He's being kind of playful about it now that he's already agreed.
Fine.
In that case, handout, we have a deal.
Takes
And
the
then,
hand.
without
Never
that, partner.
Shakes the hand.
Oh.
He stares at you for a long while.
So, are we ready to?
Just as the last bit, just so I'm completely transparent. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit sad about this. She required payment, of course. It's quite a costly spell. And he reaches up to where his amulet used to be and just kind of like hand on chest. It's like, I lost that amulet you all got for me from that first
Oh.
our first mission, bombing that fucking city. You all
I want to say it's going to be really out of character.
you all found that Moss says that very in character.
No.
And he's and you all found this for me on that ship. And she asked for payment, and that is what she took.
Johnny looks
Because it's-
upset, but not at you.
I mean, it's only some material thing. It's not that important. I mean, if
It's all
It's sentimental, right?
And Moss kind of like pats his like very plant-covered bag of holding. And it's just like, things are important. Yes, it's material, and yes, things come and go, but giving things weight is important in its own right. Just kind of keeps eating quietly.
Tony stabs a bit of meat and like holds up Hardrada's mouth to eat.
Oh yeah,
Your Jada just sort of pat it and just shakes his
that
head.
reminds me.
I'd
Talia
rather
looks
I would
at
quite literally
Hadrada.
force open your mouth if you don't eat.
He's trying to starve himself to death.
Talia's
I'm
like,
not
that
trying to
reminds
starve
me.
myself.
What are we gonna do with you? And she looks at Hardrada.
He says, well,
We're friends, Hardrada. I want you to know that.
Yeah, the fuck we are.
how did you hear that?
You said it. You didn't say you used awaken mind.
No, okay, so, I say, I think it's best if we, if you leave me behind.
No.
No.
We saw that you cannot be left to your own devices, otherwise you will just
Well,
yourself.
Moss kind of chimes in with, you don't necessarily, not for nothing, he fucking attacked me. If he does that again while we're on the road, obviously he's not of his own mind. If he does that, like, the Feywild is not a place for mistakes like that.
Did you just call me a mistake?
No, I said you made a mistake
No, I know. I was,
by
I was-
attacking me. No, he's serious. He looks at you dead in the eye. You attacked me. Don't forget that. Yes, I was angry with you, and yes, I made a comment. That does not warrant a fire blast to my chest, sir. But perhaps this weight on his mind is a bit much. He's been through a lot.
Wasn't it
Clearly,
the thunder
look at
wave?
him. Yeah, and the thunder wave almost destroying that fucking bridge. Thank God he was of present mind to save that. Would have ruined that poor hag's bridge. Drowned Talia in the process.
I'm gonna be
And
real with you.
Hardra
I
will
don't think
say
the
out
heck
loud.
cares about the Anyway.
Hardra will say out loud. Durgit,
Huh?
can you get my hands real quick?
Oh,
Please.
no. What do you want your hands free for?
Or at least my legs?
Why?
The legs are free. It's just your
Yeah,
hands
your
that
legs
are
are
bound.
free.
You
Oh,
walked over to this
um,
table.
And then I stand up and just sort of try and walk out.
I mean,
No.
I still have the leash on you. You're not walking anywhere.
Hardrada
walk-
forgets this and just sort of walks
You
anyways.
walk 10 feet, get to the edge of the rope, and get held.
Yeah.
Like pulled
No,
back.
he walks. He walks. He walks 5 feet and just falls on his face because he forgot about it.
Yeah, Hadrada,
Yeah.
not for nothing, man. You are dangerous. Like, we love you, but you can shoot fire out of your hands. I propose, at least while we get this barren situation done with, and while this weighs heavy on his mind, hopefully the king has someone in his employ capable of casting a greater restoration. And we leave Hadrada in his care. Make sure that he's watched until hopefully we return, having destroyed the Baron and freeing Hadrada of this influence. And if the weight on his mind is cleared, he can rejoin the party.
I mean,
But
talk about the Baron. Apparently there's still a Baron, or at least someone that looks like the
Yeah,
guy in
that's-
Blackfield.
That shadow bear, that's big. Moss kind of like scratches the back of his head. It's like, I don't fully get that one. I'm working on it.
Hardrada is actually going to say something real quick. Hardrada is going to say, Durgit, can you grab my spellbook and take it from me?
Sure. I walk over to him and take a spell book.
You can
Okay.
You can cast spells without the book, can't you?
And I will cut my connection to Bry.
How? What are you doing?
Like I just will sort of like focus my mind and sort of like how you would with a sort of like in I can't remember the mythology you can do this in, but there's a mythology where you can cut connections with deities by focusing your mind, meditating, and just sort of saying "fuck off." Not like literally.
I assume
but,
this is like a practice that takes time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he will just sit down and do that for as long as possible.
Hadrada, what are you doing? Just kind of sitting on the ground there.
And Hardrada will say, "Shush."
What? You just. All right. Well, I guess we'll just take him back to the Duke.
Roll religion, Hadrada.
Where is religion? There it is. Dude. 13.
Okay. You reach out and if you wish to sever your connection with Bry, you are able to.
And I will sever that connection.
Okay. Yeah, your link is severed, and you no longer can really sense her presence, whether
And he says,
be near you or within your mind or anything like that.
and he like opens his eyes and says, "I'm no longer a threat to you," in like the most serious voice he's ever talked in. And will say, "Can you please let me go now?"
What have you done?
I'm not letting you go till you fucking answer. What do you
What
do?
have you done?
Moss sits
And
down
he
and just
stays
looks.
silent.
We'll sit here all day.
Oh yeah.
Don't make me.
9 hours
Hadrada.
pass.
If you stay quiet
No,
after
I'm
a
just
moment,
kidding.
he'll cast Charm Person on you.
I was just kidding. But he says, I'm no longer magic.
What do you mean by
Meaning,
that?
I'm very
Do I-
stupid.
Do I believe him?
Roll insight.
No.
Oh.
You
I'll
definitely
luck
believe
it.
him.
I'll luck it. 19.
You still believe him.
Yeah. He says you still believe him.
He nods. Fine. Take it.
Hmm.
Cut his ropes.
Okay. I remove the ropes.
Okay.
If that's how you want it to be, fine, Hadrada. Leave.
And Hardra, after having his ropes cut and sort of like waving around his hands to like, you know, get the blood flowing again,
Mm-hmm.
will just say, see ya, and
Wait,
walk out.
hold on. We can get you back to Wintervale. Like, being in a port city will get you further. Like, this is dangerous out there. We
I
fought
just
werewolves
want
here.
to go home, he says
Well-
in a quivering voice.
Well, we can get you home.
Moss puts a hand on Durgat's shoulder. Hadrada, it's all right. If you change your mind, pick up a book and send a message sometime, okay?
And he says, okay.
Do you
Monsters.
not want your spellbook back?
And he says, I think you'd best hold on to it.
Sure. Okay.
Moss nods.
And then he walks out.
Before he walks out, Talia hugs him.
He lets you hug him, but he's not like hugging you back necessarily. Like you can feel him like
yeah, no.
you can feel a heavy like
Dead fish.
he doesn't like throw his weight on you, but he's like just sort of like leaning into it, but not actually hugging you.
Mm-hmm.
She like says really quietly. I'll see you around. Okay.
As he's leaving,
And now Jordan nods.
say hey. Like as he turns around, say, I'll miss you, you know. We all will.
And he says,
You know where our home is. You're always welcome there, right? I hope you know that.
Keep the forge warm for you, okay?
and he says, thanks.
And if you ever need me, just go to my mom's house. She knows you.
But be disguised Hadrada, not tiefling Hadrada.
Mhm. He's going like home. He's going to his parents' house.
Well, we don't know. You haven't said shit to us.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm telling Mike this. So he's going back as a tiefling
Okay.
because he can't cast disguise self any more. Yeah, I just ran over my foot.
Yeah.
But he can't.
well.
He can't what anymore?
He can't disguise self anymore.
He can't cast. He gave up his spellcasting focus and he's not a warlock anymore.
No, he didn't give up his spellcasting focus. He gave up his
Spellbook.
book.
Which is the focus, isn't it? For
No,
wizards?
my focus is my lantern. But he's gonna keep that because he doesn't have an actual lantern, so he's just gonna use the flame side there. Which now burns yellow instead of purple.
Nice. Well, we're in the woods.
And Hadrada begins walking away and into the distance. Technically, probably still going the same way you guys are, but
Yeah, and we pass over him very quick,
Yeah.
like 2 minutes later.
leaves first.
Yeah.
Got little legs. It'll take him a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll say, obviously you guys would get there first.
Yep.
So, another day of travel as you go. It'd probably get you, like, out there at the, opening to, the main empire.
Nice. I don't think we've had a camp there yet. No, yeah, we had a. Would I have been able to make it instead of going here, on here to the old camp that was on this mountain?
Yeah. You could probably cross over the mountains and get over
Because
to
I
it
know
that way.
that was one day, because that's where we camped with Draken.
Mm-hmm.
So that one actually has 2 extra rooms.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we'll go set up camp there. It's already there. It's just do I need to like roll to find the spot in the mountains or something, or do I just know where it's at because I built it?
Roll investigation to look around and try to find it.
Nah, I'll do a luck.
Okay.
That's what luck's for. 7.
7. Okay. Yeah, you can't seem to find it.
Sorry, just same general area. I'll just
Coming
find
from
another
like
good spot.
a different direction, everything's like backwards looking and looks totally different.
Just find another like flat enough piece of land higher up on the mountain, so there's like I'll know there's no creatures that would be able to climb up there, and do our little burrow with me and Talia.
Okay.
Sculpt out our
Talia
little
doesn't
camp.
seem as enthusiastic anymore.
Very plain layout. Moss will be big. Will be the big one first.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's basic camp setup. 2 chairs outside. Keep watch if anything happens.
Okay. Hadrada, so with you leaving the general same area, which path are you taking?
I'm just gonna go sort of like this. I'm assuming we left from like here.
We're down at the green here.
The green X.
So yeah, I'll just go up to Lost, or I'll just go up this way, like try and avoid forests and just be in the plain lands and get to Wintervale and
that's
maybe
all
hitch a
on
ride.
foot. Dude,
Yeah.
That's fucked.
He's gonna try and get to Wintervale.
And for
Just
reference
like-
to the Lost Peaks, that is also where that mountain path to Wintervale, like that's where that would come out at.
Yeah. So wait, if I went through the Lost Peaks instead, then I could go like this.
You like go through the peaks and take that mountain path through the western gate.
Do I remember how? Because I remember you told us once. Do I remember how dangerous it is?
Roll a history check.
That'll be a 16.
It's relative. It can be relatively dangerous, but it's not like an outright sort of deadly place. On this western side, like it might be a little bit more wild, and you'd probably have more of a chance to run into bad stuff. But once you get over that eastern crest and down towards Wintervale, it's a lot safer.
Which one would be like? Would just doing this be safer, and like trying to find a ride along the way?
Yeah, I mean that'd probably be pretty safe too. You're going. You'd basically be going like along the main traveled path to go to Wintervale, so it's as safe as like it could be.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna keep. I'm going to use my I'm gonna start like writing as not writing. I'm gonna start like watching like for like just general like any carts or like any like I'm gonna be looking around for dangers, carts, like just anything that can get me there faster or would be potentially detrimental to my life.
Okay.
And I'm going to avoid the detrimental stuff and go towards the things that may make it quicker.
Okay. So coming from where you did and getting to this point, it would be it'd be later night because you'd get there slower than they got to their spot. So it'd probably be like, 4 or 5 hours later that you'd be getting to where you are. So at this point, like as you're getting to there, it's dark. You don't see any like lights or anyone riding about. It's, very desolate and dark.
And I'm guessing I don't find anyone along the way.
No. It seems like
Okay.
most people don't travel at night.
Yeah, I guess that. Once it turns to like night, I'm gonna take a long rest. By setting up like I have my it's not actually written on here. I don't know if I still have it, but I know for a fact that I do still have my bedroll and stuff like that. I don't know where it's written though,
Okay.
because I never sold that.
Mm-hmm.
One note that I did just realize, you don't have your paper and quills.
Yeah, no, I don't. Also don't have the spiders anymore.
Hmm. But so yeah.
I'll have the grappling hook.
But yeah, that's fine. You have your tent still, so that's okay. So roll survival to try to find a good spot to camp.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you find a spot you think seems pretty good. It's a little bit off the road and has a little bit of shelter. Or like cover, I suppose, from rocks. And you set up your tent and settle in for the night.
Hmm. I know.
And the night goes by without any issue as you
Right.
sleep. Okay, so to the others, you guys have your shelter dug out.
Yep.
Okay. And taking your long rest. Moss, I assume you're taking watch.
Yep. And whoever wants to help can, but he's up there all night.
Me
Yep.
Okay.
taking the first watch with him.
So yeah, same as before. You can give one or the other advantage or roll separately.
You want me just to advantage? Well, technically, I get advantage from Addie. I forgot about
I'll just
that.
double advantage you.
Yeah, well, no,
That's-
just do one yourself because I
that's not a
already get
thing.
advantage. A 29, and then you also get a roll because I get advantage if I do it through Addie.
26! Hey!
Nice. Yeah, the night goes by without any issues, and seems all quiet.
Nice.
It's colder though, much colder, coming back from where the swamps are, where it's much more warm and humid. It's now much windier and
I'll take
much
the cold
colder.
over the fucking swamp, bro. Every time. Fuck the swamp.
You also knows that Talia's a little quieter as like the nights or watches before that the two of them had. She was like more talkative.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
now
that's
she's, like,
it's definitely
quieter.
a very quiet night.
the swamp
Moss and
is
Addie are
like
just-
that kind of humid hot where you can like feel it in your mouth, like you're
Yeah, man,
chewing
hey.
on it kind of.
Nah.
I lived in Florida for 2 years, bro. I know.
Yeah.
I'm well aware. No, but
Disgusting.
yeah, just a very quiet night.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet contemplation. In the night, just commune with nature. Just standard stuff. I assume nothing pings, but he does. Like it just every morning he'll do the ritual cast. And I guess he'll just do powerful celestial fae fiends, undead elemental, and buildings just to see if there's anything nearby.
Okay. You get a ping of a powerful fiend.
Oh
Uh-oh.
Christ! Is it going towards Wintervale?
Uh,
From the direction of we felt it last.
Let me see.
As before, we
Does it
felt
give you
like,
direction?
here. It tells me where it is, and I know where it once was. So I know now it's like here, and I know here. So it's like kinda. But I
You could
see that
triangulate
kind of
it.
movement. You know what I mean? Like I know it's here right now.
Yeah.
And it says it gives me knowledge of within 3 miles.
It seems to be heading east.
Heading east.
Mm-hmm.
Heading east. It was down here before, wasn't it? So I went here, and now it's going that way. Huh. I'll sit there and kind of scratches. Can I feel it? I assume underneath me, right? Because we were like up in a mountain.
Feel it like it moving around, or
Well, like I assume it's like a ping, so I felt where it was. Did I feel it like below me, like within the range, or like because I don't really.
It
I'll
would
be honest,
be
I don't know how it
like
goes.
it would be below you, but not like directly underneath you.
Got it. Oh, and
It'd
it
be-
lasts a minute, so I'd feel it for a minute.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes, it's moving east.
yeah,
Can
it'd
I get a
be-
sense of how it pings as powerful? Jesus.
mm-hmm.
So the feeling that that I assume that's in the morning, or whatever. Moss will go and shake Tony awake. First, check his dream. See how he's feeling.
How am I
Like-
feeling?
Wake everyone up.
You seem to be okay.
I wake up, slept fine again.
Hadrada, as you awake, you also feel okay. You get a full night's sleep. No issues.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, Moss does his morning checkup on Tony, and then after a bit of conversation, a bit of breakfast, he's just like, oh, and by the way, just a slight minor thing. I may have and then like bite of food. Might have felt that powerful fiend beneath us again.
Immediately stops chewing.
It was moving back towards where it came from before. So it felt like it was moving east. I don't
Finishes
understand.
chewing.
I don't understand if it's that specific, but could I tell if it was the same one?
I don't know.
'Cause it doesn't.
It doesn't really specify. So I would
It
say
says
no.
determine the location of a powerful undead, not like what it is. Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, I would say no.
I guess I could scry. I didn't
Don't-
prepare it today
I
though.
mean-
But so it's cast scratch. It's like, well, I guess we'll just keep moving on then.
Maybe we can check this out later,
It's
some other time.
We will.
As long as it's not harmful, like it hasn't done anything.
it's a
seems like.
fiend. It's harmful.
It's a powerful one.
Then
it
why hasn't done anything?
Digs. We don't know what it's done. It's a fiend. It's digging underground. For all we know, it's torturing drow.
It what?
It's torturing drow. The elves that live on. It's complicated. Just get on my back, and then poof, bird.
Okay.
And I will fly us the rest of our day's flight to Wintervale.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, and you make your way.
We'll just fly straight up to the Duke, and now we're speed running phylactery and bouncing. At least
Mhm.
Moss is. Oh well, he's got to stop in for his bow. Forgot about the bow.
Yeah. And you do get to Wintervale.
Beautiful.
Hadrada, I would say you get there as well, but again, much later than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you are back in Wintervale.
Yes,
The dark cloud of death is still above the high tower of the castle.
so Moss will land. Yeah, he'll do at the in front of the castle and land. Just be like, before, because I don't want to travel with the phylactery very long, at least here. I gotta go pick up something real quick. Do you all mind waiting for me just a second?
Yeah, sure. Sure, you go. You go.
Sure.
And
I'm
then
just gonna continue doodling.
he will turn into yeah, he'll have he's got to fly us around later, assumedly. So he will just run down to the blacksmithy shop where he put in the order for his bow and go and pick up that bow, whatever this guy made for him.
And I think you already paid for it, right?
Yes, paid ahead of time.
Okay. So yeah, you walk in and you see the blacksmith, and he's standing behind the counter and says, "Oh, I thought you had skipped town. I haven't seen you since you put the order in."
Yes, my apologies, sir. Took me a couple more days than I imagined, but I am here. As I said, I wished for you to hold it for me just in case it took me a bit, but I am here.
And he says, "Yeah, well, it's all finished up for you, so..."
Wonderful, wonderful. May I see it?
Yeah, and hands it to you. And it looks similar to the viola. It's a single piece of like a dark mahogany sort of color with little like thick branches where it branches off, like coming out of each end that it's stringed to, and smaller little like needle like branches kind of coming down each side of it, down the
Now,
length of it.
This is classy, my good sir.
And
Look at this.
it almost
And-
has like almost like a rapier sort of handguard on the front of it.
Oh. He takes it and like kind of feels it, and he'll like pull the string back and feel the tension of it.
And it's pretty heavy tension. Yeah.
Is it just like a long? What kind of bow did this man give me? Make for me. I'm proficient with everything, so I'm just wondering what he gave me.
It's a standard longbow for the type of it.
Longbow, beautiful.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna say like tree, longbow of wood, something like that.
Longbow of the woods.
Longbow of the woods. I'm gonna get this shit enchanted. This thing's gonna be dick. It's gonna be so fucking cool.
And also, as you guys enter the city, you notice that there are more people within it, and some
Nice.
more of the shops have begun to open.
Gotta make a stop.
So Moss will come out with his new fancy bow. Like seeing more people on the streets is like, wonderful. Glad the city's starting to come back to life a bit.
Yeah, and compared to how it was before, it's much more lively, even if just a little bit.
It's quite a nice piece you've got there.
Indeed, but it's missing something. It looks brilliant, but unfortunately, it's missing a bit of arcane flair.
Tony's face lights up.
I think I know just the place.
Tony gets ready to walk. He's grinning. He's anticipating. We going?
Indeed, we are.
Okay, so you guys are heading over to Uramir's?
He sets off with a spring in his step.
Okay.
Aww. Is someone excited to see their crush?
He gives Dahlia the most burning stare of his life.
Obviously.
Is Talia and Durgit going with?
Yeah, absolutely.
And at this point, I'm just rolling my eyes at Talia.
Come on, it's funny.
Love
Those
Tony
are
looks
cute.
knowingly at
Durga.
Durga like.
It was funny the first like 10 times.
It wasn't funny the first
funnier-
10 times.
It was funnier the 500th.
Looks
You
at Moss
get me,
and
you
says,
get
"You
me."
used to be on my side here."
Yes, that was before I woke up. I love this shit. All right, let's go see your boyfriend. And Moss will take the lead.
With a lot less spring in his step, but still a bit peppy. Continue.
The entire time they're walking down the street, he's just sitting there with the bow and like feeling it in his hands and like running his hand along it. It's like, my god. This is
Approach the
brilliant.
stuff.
Are the people looking at Moss
Yeah.
weirdly considering he's wearing he's a fucking robot man with a bow? He has a weapon now.
Every time he goes into the city, he throws the hood up and turns into a person.
I know, but he still has a bow in his hand. He has a
Well,
weapon
he's
out.
not- he doesn't have it. He doesn't have an arrow knocked. He's just feeling it. He very clearly just purchased. It's brand new.
Yeah. People definitely aren't seeming, threatened by this as you guys walk.
Okay.
Actually, no, Moss doesn't now because he's cool with it. But he's got his big cloak on and he's just feeling it. We're the heroes of fucking Wintervale. They want to say something, they can say something.
And you guys make your way through the city and get to the Mystic Fire Enchantments, which
Is it
seems to be open. The fire in the windows is dancing once again, and
I step up to the door.
there seems to be light inside.
Tony's hand goes on the door handle. He pauses for a moment.
Moss
He
touches
swings
his,
it open.
Moss touches his back and casts guidance.
He steps in and says, "Yeah, man."
And a figure turns around from behind the counter and looks at you, and you see a wood elf.
Aww.
Huh?
Tony looks at
And he says, "Oh, Yaramir, he's in Stone Grove still, I'm afraid. He's made quite a killing there, so he's decided to open a secondary location and leave this one to me while he handles
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good for him. Yeah, proud. Hey, I'm Tony. Hi.
And he says, "Hi, Vala."
Hi, Vala.
Hola.
Talia,
He steps forward to let everyone else through the doorway.
Talia
Yes.
like leans in like from behind, like from peeks up from behind Tony's like does this like whispering motion with her hand where she's like, you know, the thing, and it's like, I'm sure Yerma talks a lot about him. Tony, strong paladin dude who really likes magic and who he taught some enchantments.
As they look around, Tony's kind of sulking in the corner.
And he says, "I wouldn't know. I'm rather new. I'm a new employee, so."
Well, you're new. Hopefully your skill is still formidable, I hope.
Of course, of course.
I
I wouldn't be employed here if it wasn't.
How familiar are you, and he pulls out this very fancy, newly crafted bow, with bow enchantments?
And he says, yes, I can do that. Did you have something specific in mind?"
I did indeed. Now, very recently, as I've gotten a bit stronger, I was able to switch some things up, and I did some studying into what I knew. And it seems I have an ability called Shillelagh. Now, from my understanding of the concept of the spell, it's only limited to physical attacks with swords and things. Do you think you'd be able to work some magic and apply the concept of Shillelagh, but to this? Maybe something that like alters the way the spell takes on the weapon. For what it's worth, and he pulls out a sack and drops it on the table. It's like, I can make it very worth your while, especially if you can do it quick.
And he says, "Yes, yes. The price isn't the issue, though. It's the nature of what you need done."
Tony stands on the other side of the storm monitor.
Well, what do you think the issue is? Is there anything I could help with if I lent my natural magic capabilities? Perhaps.
Ping Shillelagh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Shirk. And how much coin would that be, sir?
And he says, 950 gold.
Easy peas. And he will drop 10 platinum into his hand.
Okay. And he says, "Come back in 3 days."
3 days, yes, sir. And Moss will stand and give Vala a deep bow and say, "Thank you, sir.
And he,
If you do get it done sooner, please let me know."
and he says, "Yes, yes, I will. These things take time, however."
Of course, sir. I understand.
And he looks at the rest of you guys and asks, "So, do any of you need anything?"
No.
Not really.
No.
Well, okay then. I will get to work on this.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, you as well. You as well.
Moss
Stop by
big
anytime.
arm around Tony and walks out of the store. Clearly very sad, but Moss can't help but hide his excitement. From there, I guess we will go to the Duke.
That's
I wanna
really
see
even
my
I'm like,
mom.
no,
I
I'm
wanna
happy for him.
I want to see my mom.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. Yes. Let's go see their mom.
The whole
Good idea,
time
Daggett.
we're walking, Tony's like justifying Yerma making a shop somewhere else. Being able to. No, it's good for him, honestly. It's probably a better market. I mean, we did tell him he could set up a shop somewhere else.
I mean, it was quite literally our idea.
Yeah.
Like, we told him to. I mean,
Just
and, hey,
like-
he's making bank, right?
He's
That's
gonna
what
he's gonna rant very kind of like almost nonsensically to himself, like, no, yeah, sure, it's
Well,
great.
it's not
It's
to
great.
himself. Moss is conversing the entire time.
No, yeah, but in that
Well,
kind of
Talia's just listening, nodding,
rambling
listening.
way.
Talia's nodding and listening, like just this proves her point, 100%.
I'm not even noticing that Tony's in denial or whatever. I'm just wondering why he's making so many arguments as to why Yumi would set up Shunstone Grove.
He's sad he's not here.
Me too. You two deserve a reunion.
And we go to Durgat's mom's house.
Okay. Knocking on the door, or just going on in. It is your
I
house.
just
Knock on-
I knock on the door like until someone opens.
Mom?
Okay. And the door slowly swings open, and you see Eckhart standing there. And
Hey,
he
Eckhart.
says,
Hi.
Durgit, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. How have you been?
I've been doing okay, I guess.
Saving Wintervale.
Yeah,
Says from
that
behind
one
her.
was
And
that one was weird. I'm glad Wintervale is safe though. Is my mom here?
he says, oh, good show, and like kind of punches you on the shoulder, like softly. And he says, yes, she's here. Hold on 1 second. And
Oh, great. Yeah, Durgit Mom's
like
here.
stands aside, and you hear him shout, Durgit's here. And you hear your mom's voice from one of the other rooms say, oh, Durgit. And you hear footsteps come running out, and you see your mom. She comes running to the door and says, come in, all of you.
Mom, hug. Just hug.
And
Moss
yeah,
ducks underneath the door.
Tiny ducks underneath the
Perfect.
door.
just
Talia goes in.
a
little bit
long
less.
embrace.
Back goes in.
Does Spaz
It's
go
really
into?
good to see you. I made a new friend. Look, this is Moss or Makinasavam or Sil, or you can call him whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And she says, oh, hello. I'm so glad you're safe, Durgit. I haven't heard from you.
Yeah, you know how it is. I'm glad you're safe. I was very worried.
And she says, oh, yes. Stone Grove was very interesting. It was different, but it was overall a nice place. I wouldn't want to live there, though.
It seemed a bit packed. I'm glad you made it out all right.
Oh, yes. People in my profession tend to live a little bit finer than the average person. It's a perk of the job.
Moss nods in
So-
approval.
You've been well? Probably.
Yes. I just got back a couple of days ago. I've been trying to unpack everything and get settled back in.
Do you need help?
If you wouldn't mind, sure, yeah. And she says, poor Eckhart here has been running 24/7.
I mean,
Oh,
I
Mr. Eckert,
I'd
then
happily do
sit
any of that.
down. You both sit down, relax. We're gonna help you. And Talia goes off to help.
Not for nothing. I have been flying all day. I'm just going to rest if that's all right. Do you have any tea?
All right, you sit down. You lazy.
Turns to Durgit's mom. Like, do you have any tea? I could maybe brew it for you.
And she says, yes. And Eckhart stands up and says, I'm on it, madam. And says, follow me, sir, and walks to the kitchen.
Yes, lead the way, my good man. Moss will follow Eckhart.
And I guess we help unpack.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she says, well, I have all this stuff here. And you see that there are some suitcases and like larger wooden trunks. Just
Like
kinda...
9 fucking bags.
Yeah, it's just a big pile kind of in the main room. And she says, yes, most of it's clothes, so if some of you stronger gentlemen there might help me take some of this heavier stuff up. And
Some of these big, strong men.
Stand flexing my arm like,
Durgit,
yes,
small,
you go.
just got it going on.
Talia's kind of standing there a little pouty because big strong man. And she's like, I'm also strong.
Moss,
Tony,
like,
we both know our strength is pretty much the same.
Moss leans out of the kitchen and just like lightly taps Talia on the back and gives enhance ability, bull strength.
And she's like, ha!
And she says, well, yes, Durgit,
What?
Talia, of course, you two are
Where?
welcome.
Where's enhance? Hold on, it's level 2. There it is. Yep. Boom.
So he picks up the biggest box and just.
And falls over.
Okay, roll the strength check.
Carrying capacity is doubled, Talia.
Character sheet. Can
16.
I make that strength roll with good old? I always forget the name of this. Peerless athlete.
Sure.
Nice. What's that? That's a 10.
10. Yeah.
Big strong man.
You,
I at least lift it off the floor.
yeah, you
Talia's
do get it off the
sleeve
floor,
rips a little bit.
and you
Nice.
get it like locked into place on your shoulder, and it's a lot heavier than you thought, and you just kind of.
I am
look at
I am
the
holding
stairs.
a stalwart face of I've got this. Don't even worry about it.
And look at the stairs in front of you, and just start like, oh no.
Tony, for reference, if you fall down the stairs, I will laugh at you.
I won't fall.
Talia
I've got this. It's fine. It's not even that heavy.
But yeah,
Meanwhile,
so-
Talia walks up the stairs, no problem at all.
Yeah, easily enough you would get it, picked up, and you're already up the stairs as Tony's like, taking the first step.
Talia like
Um,
has brought the first box down and walks back downstairs. Is like, walks past Tony. Do you need help?
No. No, I'm fine. Just
I'm
taking a
over here.
stroll, appreciating the artwork on the wall. Well, that's a
telling
picture of Fergus as a kid.
and
I'm
she,
telling Eckhart all these like super deep stories about the Feywild, like shit. I just like gushing about like everything from when I was growing up.
and he's very prim and proper. So as you're talking, he's just, oh yes, sir. Oh, excellent, sir.
Absolutely. I actually have a thing
love
that makes
Eckhart.
them. Hold on, where is it?
I love that
I
guy.
have a thing that
Oh,
he
wow.
very specifically like, especially like royal people, noble lords, scholars, merchant, and princes would be interested in hearing about my distant homeland and people. They're like, those are the specific type of people that love my shit.
Yeah. And yeah, Eckhart is just making tea, and oh yes, sir.
And
Oh,
me
lovely,
making right
lovely.
along with them.
You showed
Absolutely.
them, didn't you, sir?
Oh, absolutely. And then those fairies, they came out of fucking nowhere. Then, get this, 6 T-Rexes. What the fuck are you supposed to
6?
do against 6
My
T-Rexes?
I live for Eckhart.
It's disgusting. It's not fair. You get it, Eckhart, right? You've seen it.
Yes, sir.
You did
Yes,
it?
yes, of course.
Of course.
You've seen it, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, sir. I can see it in your face. Can I gleam anything off this guy? Is he letting anything slip? I'm staring him down. I want to learn something that he's trying to hide. I'm just vibe checking him.
Rolling,
We've done that.
Yeah, we've
You
done that.
cruel bastards.
I've never met him.
Yeah, okay. It's
He's fishy.
roll an insight check.
That's what they said, and then they
23. No, I'm lucking it.
Okay.
No, I was 23. Damn it, that was my last luck.
Okay. No, I mean, he seems. It doesn't seem like he's fully
Does he-
interested in like what you're saying. Like, it doesn't seem like he's getting like everything, but he's just so like polite and like mannerful that he's just, oh,
he
yes,
seems
sir.
like a nice, genuine
Does-
human being who
does he
shouldn't have his
seem
privacy
happy?
invaded.
Does he seem happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's happy. 23, he's not hiding that shit from me. I'd know if he was hiding. Alright, no. Is he good at making tea? How's his tea making skills?
Better than his egg making skills.
Let's see. His
By the way, at
tea
this point, I'm fairly
is-
convinced that Kurt is actually some level 20 whatever.
Oh no, Eckhart's definitely a seasoned adventurer, I believe it.
If he was level 20 whatever, then you definitely won't be able to steal his...
The tea tastes a little burnt.
We didn't steal anything! We looked
Eckhart,
through his
Eckhart.
room!
Stole
My
his-
good man, allow
Those
me,
limericks.
and Moss will use his, like, he'll just do produce flame just on his thumb.
Mhm.
And like, allow me, and like, do a super slow brew. And it's like, you need to take your time, my friend. Slow it down.
Did he put the water in before the tea leaves?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, he did.
Roll one.
The monster.
As long as he didn't put the milk in first.
Not cereal.
You don't put the milk in first and stir with the cereal!
And he
Always.
begrudgingly lets you like kind of take over the tea making process.
Well, we've been working together the whole time. I was like, let's just let it taste a bit bad.
And he says,
Work with me.
"Sir, I've been brewing tea for 45 years now,
I'm sure
possibly
you have.
more.
Sir, I've been brewing tea for 1500.
1500?
Indeed.
What are you?
I'm Moss.
And you live for 1500 years?
So far.
Well, sir, I suppose you have me beat then.
Indeed. Now allow an expert to show you how it's done. And he
Yes, sir.
magic fire and slowly rotates, very gentlemanly and proper. He too was a steward to an archfey. He knows how to make damn good tea.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, with Moss brewing tea and Tony, Durgit, and Talia helping unpack.
I would like to say, upon reaching the top of the staircase, a big heavy box, I'd like to
After
lay
an
on hands
hour?
myself for 5 points in order to repair the condition of my hurt back.
You pussy.
pride.
And Talia probably walked
you wish.
past you multiple times, like very happy, like
Same with Durgit.
This is a nice wall photo, isn't it?
very.
They probably
Do you
moved
know the
like
pictures?
2 or 3 boxes as you're still working on the first one.
I'm just appreciating the air by the door. The air.
You sure you don't need help?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Cool.
And yeah, I would say after a while, you guys finish getting all the boxes moved up to the top floor. And she says, "Well, that's good. I can at least start going through stuff now and putting things away."
Tony coming down the stairs, flexes his arms, and says,
And she looks at Durga and says, "I'm sorry, but I had to move some stuff from your room as well. I wanted to keep it how you left it, but I didn't want anything to get destroyed."
Oh, no, it's totally fine.
and Eckhart?
Hmm?
And Eckhart?
Eckhart is with Moss in the kitchen.
No,
brewing
yes,
tea.
but I'm asking about his stuff. I
Yeah,
assume he also had to.
Oh, and he says, "Yes, I had a few things, but I don't have much." And you guys would know that because you went down to his room, which is basically like in the basement, and he just had like, you know, a small 2-drawer dresser with clothes in it and like a bed and like an end table.
That dude's into some freaky shit.
I mean, it's not like a sad little existence. It's just like a very small, cozy space that he's in.
Yeah, that he just lives in and serves this woman all day, every
A
day.
small,
He's getting
cozy,
paid.
quaint space.
Guys making
In the
bank.
basement.
I mean, he's making money, so.
And doing what with it? What does he do with the money, Mike?
You don't
Spends
know.
it
Where
on-
does it go?
You don't know. You could find out, but you don't know.
I'm gonna marry Eckhart just so I can learn his finances.
You're not gonna marry Eckhart.
The party does know like some stuff about his past, if they want to like share that with you or whatever. But
I don't want to share that with
Mm.
anyone. It would be a breach of his personal privacy, and it's already
Tony?
bad enough that we know it.
Tony doesn't even know about it, does he?
Oh, I'm saying this
I have
just
no idea.
Okay.
like generally.
That's blue. Not.
This is all me.
Yeah, I know, but like Tony canonically still doesn't know about what Talia and Durgit found.
I mean, Talia, I don't know because I
They're
forgot.
monsters.
Oh,
Don't
well.
worry, Moss will ask eventually. It'll come up. But well,
Either
so
way.
Moss, like as like when it comes out with the tea, he's like, well, at the very least, I will need 3 days before we traverse anywhere. So hopefully, baby boy doesn't hatch out of his egg until then.
Hopefully. Oh, and once we're done, Talia like scoots to Durgan's mom, and it's like, I've been thinking about this, a lot, and you know Spas, right? My little boy. She like pats Spas on the head.
and she says, "Oh yes, yes."
Reaches up to
And,
pat Spaz's head.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she kind of like scritches under his chin.
Could you take him? Could you take care of him? Because I'm every time we take him on an adventure, I'm scared that when we get into a fight that he's gonna get hurt and that I'm gonna lose him. And he's such a good boy, and he deserves a loving home. And I think you're better suited for keeping him than I am.
And she says, "Yes, yes, of course."
Okay.
What does he eat? And she kind of looks at him.
Oh, I
Need-
say from the back. Let me tell you what this eats. And I unroll a list of everything Spaz has ever eaten from me.
like an entire bag of dog food.
He unrolls it, but actually it's a very small fucking piece of paper. It just says everything.
So, like, literally everything we've ever eaten listed on it.
And she
You
says,
just
my, I'll have to
So-
find something for him.
Essentially, anything you cook that can be eaten will be eaten, and even things that probably shouldn't be.
I mean, essentially, like he doesn't necessarily like has to eat, but he likes to. So he essentially eats anything you give him.
And she says, well, okay, that's a relief. He's quite large, so that probably would have been a bit expensive, but yes, I'll keep him, and no worries, you can come and visit him whenever you want, and he'll
Of
have a
course.
good home
Well,
here.
eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to get some actual staff in our keep back in Vudar, and he'll have a bit more space to exist there. Maybe hunt in the desert or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but for now, I don't want to put him in Vudar and then he's all
Yeah.
alone there.
I need to get back there. I can actually like terraform now. I could actually turn that
that'd be
area
so
into.
cool.
I could do a bit more of a forest than just the bits of plants that I tried to do before. Who knows if those will even be there when we get back?
We'll get back eventually. But for now, I just pats Spaz and like, you're a good boy. You're gonna be a good boy, and I love you, and I'm gonna visit you. You're gonna be a good boy. Yes.
And Spaz kind of, it seems like he doesn't exactly quite know what's going on, but he's excited nonetheless. And like licks
I
you.
whisper in Talia's ear, no, I won't. Because you said it last time.
Talia from how she's holding Spaz's face, she like lets go, forms a fist, and like dings it against Tony's helmet. Just like ding,
Am
so
I
it
wrong?
rings in his ears.
And
So
Spaz
like
kind of
a-
like looks over as you like do it.
Gives him a little kiss on his forehead. Spaz, not.
Let's go. This is getting
Moss,
mixed messages.
First they're sweet,
Moss
then
will-
they're sour.
Moss will turn to Spaz and say to him in Sylvan.
Wait, I can
Just-
tell you what
just
he
for the
understands
edge.
and what he doesn't.
Yeah, he speaks Sylvan.
No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah, he does.
But he
He
doesn't
understands
speak,
it, but he doesn't
understands
speak it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he understands Sylvan. He can't speak it, but he understands Sylvan. So I'll
Mhm.
say to him in Sylvan, try not to eat the couch. Keep her safe, okay?
He hears couch and then thinks, I gotta eat the couch.
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 And
Couch.
he kind of like looks around and looks at you and looks at Talia and looks at Durgat's mom and kind of starts to whine a little bit, like realizing what's going on.
Now, sir, you need to keep a brave face for your mother. Stand strong, sir. You are a man of Fae.
And
Keep her safe.
it's just, like a low whine.
Yeah. Moss will turn to Talia and say, it'll be good.
But yeah, Spaz realizes kind of what's going on now.
Talia gives him a big hug. Tells him that she loves him.
And he leans into it and kind of puts his full weight on you, so it's a bit heavy, but
Oh, I fall.
That's his full horse
You just
weight
hear
on
the
you.
fucking
That's a
crunching
fucking
of bones.
Moss reaches down and casts Cure Wounds.
Thank you.
Lesser restorations the ribs
I
back together.
catch the horse dog as it tries to crunch Talia.
Yeah, right.
At least it didn't try to jump on you.
Oh
And,
god.
Moss will be the first to say, thank you. I think it's time we take our leave, say our goodbyes. I appreciate it much. And he'll turn and leave.
Talia will also
Wait,
give him a
okay.
hug.
Hold on. Hey, mom.
Yes.
What do you know about Fae? Like, you always told me to stay away from all that stuff, so what do you know about them?
And she says, "Oh, just some folklore here and there. They can be tricksters and usually don't have your best intentions at mind."
Okay. Folklore, like what, for example? Because there's always some truth to it.
She's heard that they're tricksters and can be dangerous, but not outright malicious. They come in many forms. There's some that are more powerful than others, but I mean, nothing specific. It's all just kind of.
Okay. Because when you said folklore, I thought it were like stories or whatever.
It's like stopping someone on the street and being like, "What do you know about Norse mythology?" They're like, Thor, because Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just little things like picked up from like local legends and stuff, but nothing super in depth.
Okay. So I'll just say my goodbyes.
And she says, "Oh, you're leaving so soon."
I mean, boss said he still needed to stay here for 3 days, so we'll be around. I mean, if you have like empty rooms we could use, that'd be great.
Well, yes, of course. I have rooms upstairs. You know that.
Well, guys, we can stay here.
Moss is halfway to the castle. He is sleeping at the castle.
Fuck. Well, I'm sleeping here. Talia?
Yeah, sure. I'm sleeping here too. So I can spend some more time with my boy.
Moss on his walk will wild shape summon Addie to his side.
Okay. So yeah,
Just kind of like,
Hadrada, you eventually do make it to Wintervale. Come in through the front gates. What are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to head to the docks.
Okay. So yeah, you head to the docks. There's probably about 5 or 6 different ships that are docked there.
I'm going to look for the harbor master.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Pull up the character sheet again. Investigation. Here.
Mhm.
21.
Okay. Yeah, you do find him. He's a human male, and he's at like a little booth at the front of the docks.
And I say, "Hello. I was wondering if I could have a passage to Benavere."
I thought it was that, and I was like, no, is that from Chris Campaign?
And he says, yes, we have one ship that's leaving in the morning. For passage, that'll be 50 gold.
Easy. He hands the harbor master his gold and says, "The ship's leaving tomorrow morning, then?"
And he says, yes, sir, 6 a.m.
Thank you very much. Our daughter will go then find or go to a tavern.
And he hands you a ticket as well for passage. So you are going to the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one? The terrible tavern or the good tavern?
I'll treat myself to good.
Okay. So yeah, you head back south from the docks through the city and eventually get to the Tap and Barrel.
And I'll check in. I'm assuming that's
10
gold?
Yeah.
Ow. Fuck. I just ran over my foot again trying to get my cloak out of the...
Oh, I thought it just meant that the 10 gold hurts your wallet.
Yes, the 10 gold hurts my heart.
It's my HP going down.
HP directly related to gold.
My heavy pouch.
I'm pretty sure there's an item for that in Binding of Isaac.
It's like the sort of microtransactions. You have
We
to
just
spend
talked
gold
about-
every time you want to swing it.
Binding of Isaac.
We were just talking about the Binding of Isaac skull.
I know.
And they're gonna
and
hold
her
you
daughter
to that,
will
guarantee.
head up to the his room and start to write down ways to convince his parents on how that he is him.
Okay. Yeah, and
And, like,
you
spread
spend some
them.
time doing that.
then he'll go to sleep. Maybe a bit early, but
All right, yeah, and you head to sleep, and that's where we'll go ahead and end it for this week.
Okay.
Mhm.